1 at the 1-yard line. Other finals, Penn State, Indiana, Maryland all win big. Oregon going final, pounded Montana State. Purdue winning big as well. Northwestern, the only team to lose. Wildcats went to Tulane and got smoked 23-3. Game still to come. USC, Missouri State at 7:30. 11 o'clock tonight, UCLA, Utah. Washington welcomes in Colorado State. The day nationally, big game of note. 2-minute timeout in Tallahassee. Florida State, 2-10 last year. Leads number 8, Alabama, 31-17. So the Noles look like they're going to go to 1-0. Not a lot of competitive games elsewhere on the top 25 today. Big one, 7:30 tonight. Number 4, Clemson, playing host to 9th-ranked LSU. Michigan and New Mexico in a few minutes. This is the pregame show presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm and a proud partner of Michigan Athletics. We'll get the thoughts of head coach Sharon Moore next. He chats with Doug after this as you listen to Michigan football from Learfield.
We asked our team, why did you choose to work for Michigan Medicine? Here are some of their answers.
Being able to interact with patients, offer them hope, and hopefully giving them care that they couldn't receive anywhere else is the biggest thing.
Because it's the best of the best. We have great benefits, we have great leadership.
I love what I do. This is a place where you want to be if you're looking to make change.
To our team, we say, thank you for choosing us. We shape the future of healthcare together at Michigan Medicine.
Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield.
Lions fans have even more to cheer about with the new Detroit Lions games from the Michigan Lottery. Featuring a roster of fan favorites, instant ticket, pull tab, fast cash, and online play. You could win prizes up to $500,000. With the new Detroit Lions games, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Hey, Wolverine fans. As you head into the big house this season, cheers with a toast to Michigan-made excellence. Founded by U of M alums Susan and Will Bramer, Laurentide Winery is proud to debut their award-winning amazing wines as the house wines of the Big House. 100% grown in Leelanau, crafted with passion, and perfect for your game day celebrations. You can find our wine on the concourse, club, or suites menus. Explore LaurentideWinery.com to learn more. Thank you, and go blue.
Touchdown! From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go, go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Kickoff is moments away. So now let's hear from the Wolverines head coach. With Sharon Moore, here's Doug Karsh.
Counting you down to kickoff, Michigan and New Mexico to open the season. And we are joined by the head coach of the Wolverines, Sharon Moore. And coach, as always, thanks for being with us. And let's start with, here we are. It's game time, ready to go. How you feel about your team?
Excited, really excited about where we're at as a program and where the players are and just ready to go against somebody else. It's about that time.
How would you characterize this camp? How did it go this year?
Physical, tough, together though. Felt really competitive but not combative. Felt like our team grew together a lot, and that's what I wanted the most.
You've been here for a while. Was it different in that way? Was it more physical than usual?
No, I mean we always have physical camps here. But, you know, it's a new team, a new journey, so you always want to test the callous and see how callous you can get the guys and see if guys will break or what they'll do, and they just embrace it, so it's fun to be around.
Your second year as full-time head coach, how have you grown in this position year to year?
I think, every year I grew. I think I grew as a position coach, as a coordinator, as a head coach, you grow, and there's things you liked that you did, things you didn't like, and definitely adjusted and made changes that we needed to make, obviously from a scheme standpoint and from a football standpoint, but just in general in the daily operation of things we do and managing my schedule and the things I have to do. So thought I grew in that standpoint for sure.
Let's talk about tonight's opponent. Tough to scout this group given that they have 75 new players coming from a different program. How do you prepare for them?
I mean, you got to prepare for a well-coached football team that'll be aligned, assigned, and play physical as well. I know Coach Eck's a well-renowned coach and has done a really good job wherever he's been. So we got to expect the unexpected. I know on offense they're very multiple. know they got a lot of trick plays in their bags, and I'm sure something will come out at some point, so we'll be prepared for that. But we've got to play with our fundamentals and trust our rules.
Any individuals that stand out we should look for tonight on their side?
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback, Idaho transfer, that's a really good player and a guy that's made plays for him in the past. I know he had an injury early in the season last year, but came back and finished the year and was really good. They've got a elite dynamic kick returner who plays corner as well, and I know just all over the field they've got really good players. They've got transfers from all over, so we got to be prepared.
All right, let's talk about what's new for you. And we'll start with the offensive coordinator, Chip Lindsey. Interesting character as we've gotten to know him. How would you describe Chip?
He's outstanding. Obviously, he's a little crazy, a little quirky. Love his Southern twang and what he brings, but a great football coach, a great football mind, but an outstanding human being and leader. Players love playing for him. Coaches love coaching with him, and I love having him here, so it's been fun to be around.
When you say great football mind, what does he bring to the offense? What specifically will we see in a Chip Lindsey offense tonight?
Yeah, you're going to see, we're going to be a little different. There's things that we're going to do that we've done the same that have worked, but there's going to be pieces to the offense that he's brought in, whether it's formationally, whether it's tempo-wise, things that will be different from what we've done before. And the players have really embraced it. I've embraced it, because I know you can't always stay the same. You've got to change, you've got to evolve, and I think we've done that.
If called upon, if necessary, is he the kind of coach that will call 32 consecutive run plays?
Yeah, I think he would. I think at the end of the day, he'll do whatever I ask him to do. But I can't say I won't ever get in that situation again, and it might happen, but I would like to be as balanced as possible all the time.
Well, Coach, want to talk more about your team, and we will do so when we continue. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Michigan fans, kickoff is right around the corner, and Buddy's, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946, has the best corners in the game. With its iconic square shape and crispy, crunchy corners, Buddy's is a proud partner of Michigan Athletics. Handcrafted daily with Wisconsin brick cheese, fresh toppings, and sauce on top. Whether you're tailgating at the Big House or watching from the best seat in your house, start game day off right with Buddy's. Get 10% off your order right now at buddyspizza.com with promo code 10OFF.
We're back with more from head coach Sharon Moore. Once again, here's Doug Karsh.
Back with Michigan coach Sharon Moore, and let's get into your personnel, and we'll start with the guy everybody asks about. How has Bryce Underwood handled this first game week as your starter?
He's been great. It's just been just like the regular weeks of practice. Really I told him is just to be himself. Allow the playmakers around you to make those plays, and don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. You don't got to be Superman right now. And he has the capability to do that, but we're not going to ask him to do that.
How do you manage expectations? People see 5-star, and yet he's going to be a freshman. And if you look at a history of freshmen starting quarterbacks, mistakes will come. But how do you manage your way through that as his head coach?
I think one, as within the play calls that we give him, we make sure there are things that he's comfortable with, that he can manage. Two, there's not an immense amount of pressure on him from me or Chip to make sure he does anything out of the extraordinary that he hasn't already done in practice. And then three, just manage him as a kid, because he's just turned 18 a week ago. And so for us, it's just doing those things to make sure that he's comfortable.
He's not the only guy, obviously, that will be new to the fans. What other young players are you most excited to see how they respond in this game?
Yeah, on offense, Andrew Marsh is a guy that's going to be our starting kick returner. He could be the first one. I told him he could be the first one to touch the ball for the team 146. And how does it make you feel? And he just lit up with a big smile. And so excited about him. people don't realize it, but Jordan Marshall and Andrew Sprague are both still redshirt freshmen. They played in the bowl game last year, but they're still young dudes. They just played on a big stage to start the year. Also on offense, really excited about those guys. On defense, there's a bevy of them. Samari Earls is a guy at corner. Really, really excited about. Jordan Young, Elijah Dotson are guys that are going to play on special teams and might play a little defense as well. Chase Taylor. There's a whole bunch of guys that we're really, really excited about and looking forward to watching them work.
You started to get on the radar of Michigan fans with your work with the offensive line, and it turned into an elite group, helped lead you to a national championship. Last year's group was a new group, and they were growing. How would you characterize this line, this new group? Are they ready to take a step forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what they've done in the spring and then till now, they've pushed the defensive line, and I think the defensive line will be as deep and as good as we've had, and excited to watch the O-line progress day to day and game by game, because it takes time. Even in games, like, you think you know where they're at, but you really don't know until game 1, game 2, and see where they really get to. So it's going to be fun to watch them.
All right, let's talk about your backfield. You got 2 guys and others emerging, but 1A and 1B. Talk about those 2 lead guys. You already mentioned Jordan and, of course, Justice Haynes.
Yeah, Justice and Jordan, man, 1-2 punch. They're, either one of them can go out there and run out and play, and you don't blink an eye. Justice, explosive, has ability to hit the home run, physical runner as well. And then Jordan's like your hammerhead, very extreme, tough runner, but he's got great speed too. So, but both complement each other really well and fun, and they really feed off of each other as well.
And are the playmakers on the outside taking that step forward that you hope?
Yeah, start with Donovan McCulley, the transfer from Indiana, who's been spectacular. Obviously earned the number 1, so he's done his job at a high level. Samaj Morgan, done a really good job for us throughout camp and been really explosive, made plays. Channing Goodwin as well, a guy that's really taken the next step. Him along with Fred Moore and Kendrick Bell and obviously Andrew Marsh, like we said. So there's a bevy of guys that have played well, and then the tight ends, Marlon Klein's really stepped up as that starter.
Is it safe to say that the defense that showed up against Alabama was a preview of this year's defense? Yeah,
it feels like it. We'll see tonight and see how they connect together, but that's how they've prepared in training camp, and that's how they've prepared throughout spring and into training camp. So I'm ready to watch Coach Wink dial it up tonight.
All right, when the game is over and you're talking with John Jansen after the game, what are the few things you hope you're talking about that will signify, hey, this was a great night for my football team?
Yeah, no turnovers, limit the penalties, especially the pre-snap penalties. You hope none. Limit the missed tackles, and then that they went out and played as physical as possible.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you. Go Blue.
There is Sharon Moore, Michigan and New Mexico. The season opener is coming up. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of the University of Michigan. Michael Hanna, 150 West Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48226.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the field, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Aw, shucks, the game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Are you looking to upgrade to VIP status at a Michigan football game? Treat yourself to the UMCU All-Star Lounge before and during the game. This premium experience includes access to an all-inclusive menu before the game and at halftime, along with shaded tents, TVs, lounge furniture, lawn games, and a cash bar. Become a VIP by visiting mgoblue.com/All-Star Lounge. That's mgoblue.com/All-Star Lounge for full details on the UMCU All-Star Lounge at Michigan Stadium.
What we were last year was not the standard here in Michigan.
Didn't go the way we wanted to in a lot of the games down the stretch, but we finished those last few games, beat Ohio State, beat Alabama.
The kick is up, and the kick is good!
Yes!
And Michigan has taken a 13-10 lead. Here comes the pass rush. Howard steps up. He delivers it.
Yeah!
He delivers it complete.
Yeah!
The Wolverines have stunned the college football world. He's going to fire, and it's caught. Fred Moore, touchdown, Wolverines. He's going to throw it up, and it's incomplete. And Michigan is going to win the ReliaQuest Bowl.
We just feed off the energy how we finished last season will be good.
That collective mindset is going to be able to take us far.
As long as we got each other, that's all that matters.
We just have to play within ourselves and do our job.
Coach Moore has been preaching just team over me, making sure you're doing it for the guy next to you.
Doing whatever it takes to help his team out, how to win a championship.
One game at a time. I feel like that's just the mentality we have to have.
There's an excitement to show like what we're about.
I'm just excited to hit somebody that's not my teammate. I can't wait to ball out.
Michigan Football is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm and proud partner of Michigan Athletics, by the Michigan Lottery. For fun, for schools. Your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Coke Zero Sugar. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. And by Don'tRegretTheBet.org. Helpful tips to play it smart when you gamble from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Once again, with national champion John Jansen, here's Doug Karsh.
Along with 110,000 of your friends here at the Big House, it's Michigan and New Mexico to kick off the 2025 college football season here in Ann Arbor. John Jansen, it's buzz in the air. Everybody's excited here at the Big House.
Well, it goes back to beating Ohio State, beating Alabama, and now the recruiting class, obviously headlined by Bryce Underwood. A lot of players back on defense, an improved offense, the anticipation, the excitement for this season, it's all right there.
Sherrone Moore is second year full-time at the helm of the Michigan program. 9-5 is his record. He rose up the coaching ladder. 2018, he came here from Central Michigan, coached tight ends, took over the offensive line, was co-offensive coordinator in that role in 21 and 22, coached the offensive line and was the offensive coordinator on the national championship team in 23, elevated to head coach. And you heard him in the pregame show talk about where he's more comfortable in this role as a head coach, but a lot to be excited about with Sherrone.
There is, and there's a lot that you learn through the course of your first season. It is learn on the job, and I think he did a terrific job. They were better at the end of the year than they were at the beginning of the year. They're going to be better in year 2 than they were in year 1, and that's what you want to see. That's the progression you have to have.
He's adopted the theme TNT this year for this Michigan team. Today, not tomorrow. Focus on the task at hand. And the Wolverines have been going up against a team from the Mountain West Conference, New Mexico. Michigan 14-1 all-time against Mountain West teams. This is the first time these two teams have met. And their head coach, Jason Eck, 26-13 in his time at Idaho before moving over to New Mexico this past offseason. And he was an offensive lineman at Wisconsin. A lot of respect in the Big Ten for offensive linemen from Wisconsin. In fact, he was on the field for the Badgers when you played him years ago. Here come the Wolverines out of that eastern tunnel.
You can see how excited these guys are to get this season underway. It's been a long off season. The guys at the front of that group did not like the taste in their mouth after last year. And I mentioned the game against Ohio State and Alabama. Okay, it was a great way to end, but they weren't in the college football playoffs. They weren't in the bowl game that they wanted to be in. They didn't have the results they wanted. Those guys that are back as 4th and 5th year guys, there's a great determination that I've seen throughout this entire offseason, but especially fall camp. But getting to Coach Eck, he likes trick plays. And he has been a guy that has manufactured close calls. Last year, you mentioned Idaho. They started off that season with Oregon, 24-14. Now, the box score looks like it was a little lopsided. The scoreboard not. But that's the type of coach that you have on the other sideline. A Big Ten offensive lineman, you know they're going to be physical, you know they're going to be disciplined, and they're going to be ready to play.
That score was 17-14 midway through the fourth quarter, and the 2 touchdowns that Idaho scored, one was a reverse flea flicker touchdown pass, the other was a fake reverse pass. They lined up the quarterback out at wide receiver. He ended up faking a pass and running it into the end zone for a touchdown. I'll tell you what, J.B. Brown, the special teams coach, has to be on high alert. Trick plays go with special teams.
I asked him that question on Wednesday. How do you prepare your team? And he's like, there's a lot of things that are variables. You can't prepare for every one, but what you can do is be disciplined. You've got to have your eyes in the right place. You've got to understand how your role is and where it fits in every play, whether it's special teams, offense, or defense. And I think these guys are going to be ready to go.
Well, the Michigan captains have gathered on the near sideline, and down there with them is our guy Jason Avant, number 8. And Jason, we welcome you in for the first time in tonight's broadcast. Here's we're about to get it underway. What's the atmosphere like?
It's unbelievable down here. Everyone's excited about this. The players, looks like the kids night before Christmas, they're waiting to see what kind of package they have the next morning. So these guys look ready to go.
Well, walking out with the Wolverines tonight will be John Harris, one of the great supporters of Michigan football, and also Ethan White. Ethan is a senior at the University of Michigan. He was in the marching band. He has been diagnosed with cancer. He spoke to the team last night about his mantra, beat the odds at all costs. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. They were fired up what this kid had to say to them.
And I was there when we had when Sharon made the call and asked him to be honorary captain, and you could see the genuine emotion on Coach Sharon Moore's face, and you could hear it from Ethan White and how excited he was to be a part of Michigan football.
Welcome to today's game. New Mexico is the visiting
field
team.
for the
They'll
coin
call
toss.
the coin toss. This is heads and tails. Heads and tails. What is your call? Tails is the call. It is tails. You've won the toss. New Mexico's going to defer their choice to the second half. Michigan's going to take the ball. Which way do you want to kick? Go ahead and turn your back to that end zone.
So the Wolverines captains out there. As you heard, New Mexico wins the toss, and we'll see the Michigan offense first. And the Wolverines will be moving from right to left. Let's set that offense now up front. Evan Link at left tackle, Gio Elhadi at left guard. The center's Greg Crippen. Brady Norton, the transfer from Cal Poly, will start at right guard, and Andrew Sprague at right tackle. You're excited about this group, John, and you really like Andrew Sprague.
I do. I think he's the guy with the mean streak up front. We're going to see a lot of great things from him, but I'm really excited about that left side. Evan Link, Gio Elhadi, both of those guys have spent the majority of their playing career on the left side. They were on the right last year, so they've got that camaraderie, the ability to work together, but they're more comfortable over on that left side. We saw it in the bowl game. Evan Link played much better at left than he did right, which is a little bit weird, but whatever it takes, and I'm excited to see this group of players.
The wide receivers will be junior Samaj Morgan, the transfer from Indiana, Donovan McCulley wearing the number 1, and Channing Goodwin, who's a guy who really came on this fall.
I saw him walk out, and I saw it from behind, and I just saw his arms and his shoulders, and I thought, well, who is this guy? And then all of a sudden he turned around. It's Channing. He looks completely different. I'm really excited. Coaches are real high on him as a playmaker at that wide receiver position.
The tight ends, Marlon Klein and Max Bredesen, who will line up at the fullback spot quite a bit. And, of course, the quarterback is the freshman out of Belleville, Bryce Underwood. And watching quarterbacks make their first starts today, young quarterbacks, I'm sure they got a menu of throws, his favorite throws, to try and get him in a rhythm, because it's difficult to do for a first-time starter.
It is, and fortunately for him, he's, you think about that Ohio State and Texas game, like 2 top defenses, and this is not going to be that for Bryce Underwood, so advantage there. But early on, hey, it's the run game. Get that run game going. Get some physical presence up front, and then start throwing the ball around. Get him a couple of easy throws just to calm him down and get him comfortable.
Andrew Marsh, the true freshman, is deep, standing in the south end zone, ready to field the kick as we're ready to go from here at the Big House. It's Michigan and New Mexico, and the 2025 season is underway as Marsh ranges over to his right and fields it 2 yards deep. He'll bring it out after his quick hesitation, across the 10 to the 15, gets tripped up, puts his head down, and burrows out to the 22-yard line, and that's where Michigan will take over. I did not mention who would start at running back because we are waiting to see, will it be Justice Haynes, the transfer from Alabama, or the redshirt freshman Jordan Marshall? And it looks like it'll be Justice Haynes taking the first step. came from Alabama, where he accounted for 448 yards on the ground on 79 carries, 5.7 yards per carry. Michigan with the ball on the right hash as Haynes lined up in a pistol formation behind Bryce Underwood, who's in a shotgun. Puts a man in motion from right to left. Takes the snap, fires quickly, and he's got his man. That's Samaj Morgan through a hole at the 25, across the 30, and tripped up close to first down yardage on the first play from scrimmage.
I love the touch on the ball. It's on the money. It gives Samaj something to do as soon as he catches the ball. And Samaj has had a really nice camp. We're going to see a lot of those quick wide receiver screens to him.
Wolverines going quickly. Underwood takes the snap, hands it off to Haynes up the middle. Not much room, but he gets what he can, about 2 yards out to the 35-yard line. Jackson Eck, the coach's son, on the stop there. We will call his name a lot today.
Yeah, he's a good defender, but I like the fact that Chip Lindsey is using tempo. You can use tempo. This is a pre-programmed drive. They've got the script. He's going to be able to go out there, Bryce Underwood, and just start to feel really comfortable.
Shotgun for Underwood. Takes the snap, hands it off. Running left is Haynes, and not much room there. Out to about the 37-yard line. Give him two more. It'll be third down for Michigan.
Yeah, they're going to start to test this defense and find out where are the holes going to be. Are they going to be up in the middle? Are they going to be outside tackle? Do they have to get outside and use the speed of a Justice Haynes as they start to test this defense?
3rd and 6, Wolverines go 4 wide with Underwood in a shotgun from their own 37-yard line. Underwood takes the snap, back to pass, looking left, going to deliver. Samaj Morgan has it, makes one man miss, puts his head down and gets the first down out to the 44-yard line. A rocket from Underwood to Morgan, moved the chains for Michigan.
Samaj knew that route brought him about a yard shy of the first down, and he knew exactly what he had to do to move the chains.
Wolverines no huddle again. They'll hand it off. It's Haynes running right. No, check that. It's Underwood. Fooled me on the play fake and tried to deliver to Channing Goodwin downfield, but overthrew him incomplete.
Well, here's what I like is as soon as that play is done, you see Bryce gesturing and motioning to Goodwin about whether it was something he was doing or something that Bryce did. That's the communication that you're going to have to develop. You're going to have some of those incompletions, and I would like Bryce to set himself a little bit more before he throws that ball. Those are all things he's going to learn.
Now Underwood will take a snap from under center with Justice Haynes deep. Wolverines with everybody jammed in tight. Takes the snap, hands it off to Haynes up the middle. He's got some room across the 50, bounces outside, 45, 40, down the far sideline, 30, 20. Justice Haynes to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Wolverines. And Michigan on the opening drive of the season on a 56-yard touchdown run takes an early lead.
Well, there was a gaping hole on the right side, and I think I mentioned this earlier. Andrew Sprague, he's going to be the guy that sets the tone up front. He's young, but he's physical. He's a dominant player. They ran right behind him, and as soon as Justice Haynes breaks through, Coach Alford, the running backs coach, said, hey, he's got game-breaking speed, and we saw it there.
Welcome to Ann Arbor, young man. Dominic Zabata on for the extra point out of the hold of Hudson Hollenbeck. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And Michigan takes a 7-0 lead, 6 plays, 78 yards, and a minute 57. And the Wolverine offense under Chip Lindsey. It's on the board first. Looked pretty good. I know you love that blocking on that last play.
I do, and I just need to see another replay. And it's exactly what I thought. You got a great double team. Sprague comes off on the linebacker, and that's the awareness. One thing that we didn't see last year was heads up on those double teams. You get your shoulders turned, you can't see that linebacker. They tried to run through. If you could pick up those linebackers, all of a sudden, that's what happens. You get gaping holes, and great job on the right side of that offensive line.
That 56-yard touchdown run was brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. All right, John, for the first time, we'll see Beckham Sunderland, who will be the kickoff specialist for Michigan this year. He actually signed with FC Cincinnati of the MLS after high school. He was a goalkeeper like me back in the day, so I like our guy
you
Beckham
got yourself
Sunderland.
A kindred spirit.
I do. And I, too, could kick off.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it over the 50. Jason, you don't need to laugh at that.
Yeah, you were an onside specialist.
Sunderland's kick is fielded 2 yards deep, and it's Abraham Williams bringing it out across the 15, and that's where he'll be hit and dropped at the 18-yard line. Actually, there was a Karsh that was a kicker.
Oh, really?
It was my daughter was the kicker for Hanover Pioneer her senior year.
I remember that.
Yeah. 10 extra points, had 2 blocks.
There you go.
She kicked off to Colt Cabana. He took it to the house.
She's supposed to be the safety one.
Yeah, she had an angle.
Yeah, just not the right angle.
Yeah. I was just told by a fan that I would have got caught in that situation. And I agree.
Jason Avance had to be impressed with Bryce Underwood. I want to get your thoughts on helping out a freshman quarterback, Jason, throughout the broadcast, because you were there when Chad Henne was a freshman starter. We'll do that as the broadcast continues. Jack Lane in a shotgun's going to hand it off up the middle to Scott Trey Humphrey, and he gets maybe a yard where he is stacked up by Trey Pierce, who's got a lot of buzz in fall camp. It'll be 2nd down and long.
Yeah, Trey Pierce is a guy that you can use all over the front. You're going to see him lined up on the edge. You'll see him lined up as a defensive tackle. He's a big body that can really move.
2nd and 9, pistol formation with Jack Lane, the transfer from Idaho, who came in, made himself a captain here his first year in New Mexico. He's going to roll out to his left. Here comes the rush. He's going to deliver incomplete. And it was Trey Pierce once again in the backfield chasing him down, looking for his running back, led him too far on the far sideline. It'll be 3rd and long.
Well, I love the fact that Trey Pierce getting after the quarterback. Some of that speed I was talking about, because he did come in as an edge defender. They've moved him down inside, but he still has that speed to be able to get after the quarterback, and the timing of it. We see it all the time, right? Roughing the quarterback. Officials want to throw that flag. That was perfect timing by Trey.
We see Mason Curtis in along with Cameron Brandt on this 3rd and 9 for New Mexico. They trail 7-0 here early first quarter. They're going to run it left with Scott Trey Humphrey. Can he get the corner? He can't. He makes it to the 20, and the Wolverines gang tackle him there. Give him 2 yards. Ernest Hausman and Brandon Hitman Hillman on the stop, and it's going to be 3 and out for the Lobos.
The Hitman saw that one from a mile away, and he was in full pursuit. I'm telling you what, I am a big fan of Brandon Hillman. I think he is. We saw it on full display last year against Indiana. Some clean hits, some big-time hits. We're going to see a lot of those. His pursuit from that safety position is terrific.
He enthusiastically has no regard for his physical well-being.
No, he doesn't, or anyone else's on the field.
Samaj Morgan standing on his own 39-yard line to field this punt from the Australian. And the punt is over Samaj's head. He'll back up and he'll fumble it. Ball's on the ground. Samaj chasing after it. Now there's a pile up. And did Samaj get on it, or did New Mexico? And we're going to have to wait. He tried to field it on the run, and Michigan got it back. So disaster averted there as Samaj fields it on his own 27-yard line after a frantic chase after the football, a 52-yard punt. It'll be the Wolverines' 2nd possession when we continue from here at the Big House, leading 7-0, 11-12 to go first quarter. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Touchdown! From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go, go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Multi-Platinum Fury. 3 days grace. Friday, September 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort with special guests I Prevail plus Return to Dust. Tickets start at $31 and are on sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. Showtime 7 p.m. The Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series rages on with 3 days grace, I Prevail, and Return to Dust. September 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Clark Harsh, John Jansen, and the Michigan fan spirit animal, the flag man, Jason Avant down on the field, the legend. Talk about playing with a freshman quarterback, Jason, if you will. You played with Chad Henne. How do veteran receivers, help bring him along?
Well, you have to take the responsibility and know that if he can get in your vicinity, you come down with it. Try to take all the pressure off him as you can. Now, he had Braylon and myself and Steve Breston, so it's a different group, but try to make it.
Well, the Wolverines look good on his opening drive, taking a 7-0 lead, and now they're going to put Bryce on the move, and he's going to fire far sideline and complete it to Donovan McCulley, his first catch in a Michigan uniform. He comes into this game as the only man in uniform who's thrown a touchdown pass here at the Big House. He did it in Indiana on a double pass to the Lucas kid, who's now at Florida State when he was with the Hoosiers. Gain of 8.
They're trying to get Bryce on the move just a little bit, get him comfortable, get the ball out of his hands, change the launch point as they start to continue to sort things out with protections up front.
Jordan Marshall in the game for the first time, the redshirt freshman out of Westchester, Ohio, in an I formation behind Max Bredesen. Straight I handoff to Marshall, who's going to bounce it out to the left. Has a little hole out to, back to the line of scrimmage before he is gang tackled and brought down by Kaiwan McCray. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Similar play on the left as that touchdown run by Justice Haynes on the right, and we just weren't able to get off on those linebackers. If you don't get on those linebackers, all of a sudden they start to shuffle over and they come over the top, and there's nowhere for Jordan to move.
3rd down and 2. It's going to be a shotgun formation. Bryce Underwood with Marshall in the backfield. Snap, handoff to Marshall, puts his head down, spins, and he's got a first down out at the 38.
The entire goal of that play is just move the chains forward. Stay out of 4th down, obviously. Keep the ball in our possession. Move down the field. And I like the fact that they're starting to figure out in some of those short yardage situations, what do we want to run? How do we want to attack defense? As I mentioned it, and I'll mention it again, confidence plays. What are you going to run when you have to get a first?
Shotgun, 1st and 10 for Michigan. Underwood claps his hands, takes the snap. Back to pass, fires quickly. Marlon Klein at the 50 to the 45. Slant pattern. He's dragged down at the New Mexico 47-yard line. Austin Browley, the safety, and Tavion Combs combine on the tackle, a gain of 26 yards.
That's a quick read by Bryce, and all that is, hey, you're faking the counter to the left. Ride that ball in there and pick a guy.
They go quickly, handoff up the middle to Marshall, who breaks one tackle and spins forward to the 34-yard line. A gain of 3. Boy, that was an absolute laser from Underwood to Marlon Klein.
Yeah, and that's a quick look. That's a predetermined look before the snap. He knows as soon as that ball is snapped where he's going with that ball. And we've talked about Marlon Klein and his speed. I think he's going to be a huge factor in this offense.
Now they have both Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall in the ball game. Marshall splits out wide left. Now he motions back into the backfield. Haynes to the left. He'll go in motion now. And they'll go handoff. It's Marshall weaving through tacklers across the 30 and close to the first down. The 29-yard line. Tavion Combs up from his safety spot to make the stop. It'll be 2nd and short, 3rd and short.
And talking to Coach Alford, there's so many similarities between Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall, but if they're going to run between the tackles, chances are that's going to be Jordan Marshall. If they're going to try and get to the outside or bounce something to the outside, that's where they're going to go with Justice Haynes. Both guys can do it. That's just where they're a little bit different.
They're both 3-down backs. They can be effective in any situation. Tony Alford, the running back coach, loves that. 3rd and short, handoff. It's Haynes. He's got the first down to the 25-yard line. He gets submarine there down to the 24. Move the chains again for Michigan. The Wolverines leading 7-0 and driving midway through this first quarter.
And that's what this drive is all about. Just keep the chains moving. Obviously, they had a big explosive play on the first drive. You'll take those any chance you can get, but just keep the chains moving. And I really like the tempo. Early on, hey, it was quick. They're trying to manage the tempo of this game. Now they're huddling up. We don't see that from a Michigan offense all the time anymore, but it does slow the game down for a developing offensive line and a young quarterback.
Shotgun, and they're going to go reverse handoff and trying to get the corner and the far sideline down to the 20-yard line. That was Micah Kapana, who is wearing number 20. Came into the night listed as 25 in the program, but Kapana, it's a gain of 4. There's a flag on the play.
There is no foul on the play. The contact was ruled legal.
All right.
Yep. I'm guessing there was some type of crackback on that they were looking at. One of the receivers is they could have maybe they were throwing it. They thought maybe there was a horse collar tackle on that, but he did let go. So Michael Apana with a nice 5-yard pickup.
Second down for Michigan. Shotgun for Bryce Underwood from the New Mexico 20-yard line. Snap. Handoff. Up the middle, it's Marshall. He's close to the first down to the 16-yard line. Jackson Eck again on the stop. It's going to be 3rd and short.
It's another opportunity for that building that confidence in the 3rd down offense. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they go behind Big Sprague on this one. Test Brady Norton out just a little bit, a little undersized. You're going to see him pull quite a bit. This opportunity to get a nice double team up front.
3rd and 2 for Michigan. Underwood from a shotgun. Takes the snap. Handoff. It's Haynes. First down. Chuck that Marshall down to the 12-yard line. Jordan Marshall moved the chains, and the Wolverines, with 5:58 to go in the first quarter and leading 7-0, are in the red zone.
I really like what they're doing with Max Bredesen, and the defense is going to key where Max Bredesen is. They're using him as a little bit of a misdirection. He lines up in the wing, comes across the formation, and normally you think, hey, that's where the ball is going, but then they cross-buck and go right behind him. Nice misdirection by the offense.
They're going to go a quick toss now to Haynes, running right to the 10 and knocked out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9. Abraham Williams up from his secondary position to force him out of bounds.
Got to get some of those blocks in space. Max has been so good at that. Slips off the corner just a little bit, but we're not getting that outside number. You actually want to get to the outside armpit of those defenders, and on that play, just the offensive line wasn't able to reach him.
Single coverage on Donovan McCulley down here to the near side. Ball on the far hash. 2nd down and 7. Underwood takes the snap. Going to roll to his right. Fires underneath. It's Big Max Bredesen running people over inside the 5 and knocked out of bounds. Everybody's on the ground but Max.
Yeah. And you know what? I asked Chip about Max specifically, and he said, don't be surprised. He's a terrific athlete. We've thrown him the ball. I think he had 2 catches last year. We're going to see him utilized in space as a pass catcher, and it's just going to add more to this offense. Instead of just being a blocker and following him, now all of a sudden it becomes a threat as a pass catcher.
Bredesen stepped out of bounds at the 5. 3rd down and 3. Shotgun. Snap. It's running left. Breaking a tackle is Justice Haynes to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. Welcome to Ann Arbor, young man. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and Michigan leads it 13-0.
And the key block on that, Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, he got out in front of it.
He got out in front of it, saw an unblocked defender. If he doesn't make that block, that you probably don't even pick up the first down, let alone a touchdown. But he sets a great block. That is, everybody asks how you develop leadership as a quarterback, as a freshman. That play right there will define his leadership skills.
Should I highlight that on the sheet for Jansen Vision for Inside Michigan Football?
I've got a handful of them already. You might not be doing much talking on the TV show this week.
I would be. 13 plays, 73 yards, 6 minutes and 46 seconds. Michigan has had the football twice, and 2 Justice Haynes touchdown runs, and the Wolverines lead it 14-0 here at the Big House. That Wolverine touchdown brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. This is Michigan Football from Learfield.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding. And earn Kohl's cash all weekend. Trust me, your future cozy self will thank you. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer in September 1st. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
A spectacular 92-yard punt return for a touchdown!
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor, official partner of Michigan Athletics. Whether you're tailgating or headed to the big house, Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor has the perfect vehicle for every fan. New or pre-owned, our team has a large inventory of vehicles ready for you today. And a special offer for Wolverine fans, receive a $1,000 discount and 3 years of maintenance on any new Lexus purchase when you mention this ad. Stop by Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor or get started at lexusofannarbor.com.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Myers, the presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season, a proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Couldn't start much better for Michigan. 2 long touchdown drives. The defense forces a 3-and-out. They lead it 14-0 here in Ann Arbor. 4:26 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they're spreading the ball around, right? They hit Max in the flat. Earlier in the drive, it was Marlon Klein down the middle. Earlier it was the miss on Channing Goodwin, trying to test the middle of that New Mexico defense. But I really like how Chip Lindsey, the new offensive coordinator, is calling this game. Even the run plays, it's using Max in a lot of different ways to where the ball is going, how they're attacking the defense. It feels like there's a great concept.
The kickoff is fielded 2 yards deep, and bringing it out is Abraham Williams. He gets to the 10, and he's stacked up, and now he bounces it outside. Tries to cut back, gets to the far hash, and now he's dragged down. A lot of running there, not a lot of yardage. Put him at the 13-yard line. It was Jaden Mangum on the stop.
That's Fred Moore.
Was it Fred Moore?
Yeah, Fred Moore did a great job of when he saw the returner break tackle and trying to get to his outside. He did a nice job of cutting off the sideline. Whether or not he made the play, it's a great play to make, but he turned that returner back into all the pursuit. So a great job by Fred.
New Mexico goes 4 wide here. 1st and 10 from their own 13, trailing 14-0. Jack Lane, the quarterback. Great story, this kid. Real likable kid, real leader on this team. Takes the snap, goes inside handoff to Scott Trey Humphrey, the transfer from Montana State. He's stacked up after a gain of 3. Gang tackled by the Wolverines.
On that play by Fred Moore on special teams, he got up, pumped up. Just think about that. Channing Goodwin came in the game before him, but it's about team over me, and he's excited to be on the field for the first time this year.
Making an impact on the kick coverage team.
They go big up front, take out Mason Curtis on the back end, bring in Rayshawn Benny, that big front, 3 down up in the middle.
Shotgun for Lane, 2nd and 7 from his own 16-yard line. Takes the snap, back to pass, sets up a screen to his tight end out across the 20, and he's dragged down from behind by Derek Moore, close to first down yardage.
Great job of Derek Moore going from pass rush and then recognizing when that ball comes out, hey, it's just out, in the flat. He can make a play, that pursuit, and he's got that speed to be able to do it.
It's 3rd down and 2 for New Mexico, trailing 14-0, 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Looking for their first down. Empty backfield now for Jack Lane. Takes the snap, looking to his left. Throws it down the sideline and incomplete. In phase out there was Jair Hill, and Lane took a big hit as he let that one go. It was Jayshawn Barham in his face. And once again, the Lobos will be forced to punt.
Yeah, and the three bigs up front, Rayshawn Benny, Trey Williams, and Oeta. Hey, when you have 5 offensive linemen and you put those 3 out there along with Derek Moore and TJ Guy, and then all of a sudden you rush Jayshawn Barham, you put him one-on-one with a back, I'll take that matchup anytime.
Keegan Johnson was the intended receiver, but he had no space to work with Jair Hill right in his face down that far sideline. Daniel Hughes, the Australian, puts his right foot into it and sails it towards the Michigan South end zone, where it bounces to Samaj Morgan at the 21, and he steps out of bounds right there as he is tackled immediately, and that's where Michigan will take over with a 14-0 lead here in Ann Arbor. 2:42 to go first quarter. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Honey, did you pay the rent this month? Because I just received a late notice.
Sorry, what's that?
Wait, are you gambling online again?
Me? No, not at all.
If managing the bills and your betting has become a challenge, self-excluding from online gambling or sports betting might be for you. Learn more at don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wolverine fans, it's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, your official craft beer of Michigan athletics, has the perfect beers for your game day traditions. Founders has been brewing up high-quality, highly rated beers like All Day IPA, MI Pilsner, and their Mortal Bloom Hazy IPA right here in Michigan for over 25 years. Whether you're at the game, tailgating, or watching from home, there's nothing like enjoying a Michigan-made beer from Founders Brewing Company.
Aw, shucks, the game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
We're back at the Big House for more of Michigan's season opener. Today's game is presented by the leaders and best at Michigan medicine. There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. To find your Michigan answer, visit michigananswers.com.
Early on, Bryce Underwood 5 of 6 for 55 yards. Justice Haynes 6 carries for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michigan's leading pass catcher, Samaj Morgan, 2 catches for 18 yards. John, a lot has worked here in the early going.
Yeah, and I really like what Chip Lindsey is doing. When you got a young quarterback, you want to control the tempo of the game. First drive, no huddle, and everything is right off the script. And you let him go out there and just make plays, call it as he sees it. The next drive, you come out, you huddle up, and you slow things down. But it's attacking on the edges with the pass game. It's attacking in the middle with the run game and down the middle as well with the pass game. I mean, right now, New Mexico has absolutely no idea where Michigan is going to attack on this play.
Frederick Moore and Kendrick Bell in for this offensive play. 1st and 10 Michigan from their own 23-yard line. Bryce Underwood under center takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. It is Justice Haynes, and he battles across the 25-yard line for a gain of a couple. Jackson Eck again on the stop.
Fred Moore came in motion there, and there was something wrong with the timing because as soon as Bryce turned around to run a fake, I think Fred was just a little bit slow. It was supposed to be a fake reverse and then hand off to the running back, and it just screwed up the timing in the backfield.
2nd down and 8 for Michigan. Leading 14-0. Bryce Underwood in a shotgun. Haynes continues at the running back position in a pistol formation. Snap. Back to pass is Bryce Underwood's going to fire underneath. Marlon Klein's got it on a crossing route across the 35 out near the 40. Move the chains again for Michigan. A gain of 15.
What defenses are finding out right now is you can't put a linebacker on Marlon Klein.
Yeah, he's really fast, but Bryce is running it so well that he's getting the ball in these guys' hands, and they're able to do something with it.
Now they're going to roll Underwood out to the left. He's going to deliver to Fred Moore at the 50, and he dropped it.
That would have been a first down, and that was nice throw because Bryce is scrambling a little bit to his left and then is able to square up and deliver a strike to Fred Moore. First down yardage just dropped.
Yeah, it was one of those balls where it looks like it was coming low, but it ended up hitting him in the spot where he could have had both of his thumbs together rather than his pinkies together, like a low pass. So
Right.
I think Fred Moore just misjudged it.
Nathan Afobe in on this series at the right guard spot for Michigan. We heard he would play. Second down and 10, Underwood under center. Toss sweep running right, Justice Haynes. Gets hit in the backfield, drags the guy across the 40 and out to the 41-yard line. That person he took for a ride was Jackson Eck again. Coach's son's having himself a game in the early going. It'll be third down.
Yeah, you really put yourself behind the sticks when you go incomplete on first down. And what I liked about that play is we're going to see Brady Norton. He's Nathan Afobe. Whether it's him or Brady Norton, that right guard spot is the more athletic position. We're going to see him get out on the edge a heck of a lot more.
Third down and 8 for Michigan. Underwood takes the snap, back to pass, fires far sideline. He's got his man McCulley close to the chains, but I'm not sure if that's going to be good for first down yardage. I think it's going to be about a yard short. Abraham Williams in coverage knocked him out of bounds.
Jason, was that one designed to come up a yard short, or should they have run that one just a little bit deeper, knowing where the sticks are?
You always want to run a comeback a few yards beyond the first down because you have that opportunity to be short of the first down. That's a scheme thing right there that those two guys have to work out between the two. The route may say 10 yards, but if you need 11, go 13 to get back to 11.
Hudson Hollenbach will punt for Michigan. Deep for New Mexico is Darius Brown, and Brown will let it go over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. 51 yards on the punt, and it'll be first and 10 New Mexico on the 20-yard line. Let's go to the update desk and our guy Rob Joyce. Rob?
Hey, Doug, a lot to run through in the Big Ten today. Only one game, though, or two games going on right now, both against FCS schools. USC, an early 7-3 lead on Missouri State late first quarter. And at the half, in fact, just started the third quarter, Iowa a 17-7 lead on Albany. A bunch of finals, most notably, of course, Ohio State edged Texas earlier this afternoon, 14-7. The defense forced 4 turnovers on downs, including 2 inside the red zone. Other finals, Penn State cruised past Nevada 46-11. Indiana took care of business against Old Dominion 27-14. Maryland, no issues with Florida Atlantic 39-7 Terps the final. Purdue began the Barry Odom era with a shutout 31-0 victory over Ball State. Oregon pounded FCS Montana State 59-13. Northwestern, the only team to lose. Wildcats went to Tulane, got smoked 23-3, turned it over 5 times. Still to come, 2 11 o'clock kicks. UCLA and Utah at the Rose Bowl, and then Washington hosts Colorado State. A couple of national scores of note. No score early on between LSU and Clemson. LSU just fumbled the ball away. Clemson will take over fairly deep in territory 5 minutes in, and then a final from earlier. Florida State upset number 8 Alabama 31-17. It's split seasons, of course, but first time Bama has lost consecutive games since 2013. We'll tell you more about that game, give you the first half highlights and more during the halftime show driven by Jermaine and Alexis of Ann Arbor. For now, back to the big house, guys.
14-0 Michigan here in Ann Arbor. Michigan football sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Whole health includes body and mind, and Blue Cross covers it all from mental health resources to exercise routines. Blue Cross is ready to help. Learn more at bcbsm.com. So, John, Chip Lindsey here, breaking out all the toys, some new looks, getting Bryce Underwood on the move the last couple of series.
Yeah, getting him on the move. And some of that is for Bryce because he is that type of athlete, and he's shown that he can throw the ball on the move. And the other part is getting the offensive line comfortable, utilizing. They're a better run blocking group than they are a pass blocking group, especially early in the season here. That pass blocking will come, but if you want to gain some confidence in that offensive line, now all of a sudden, hey, just reach to the right. The elephant's on parade. Everybody doing the same thing. You got a back or a tight end coming off the backside to secure that. It's twofold, the benefits of being able to get Bryce on the move.
And defensively, we're seeing this 3 defensive tackle look, a heavy set from Wink Martindale's defense.
Yeah, and I mean, to start first downs, they've been extra defensive back. And then pretty much everything, second, third down, they've gone with that extra defensive lineman. And, boy, they've been able to plug up the run and get after the quarterback at the same time.
See Jimmy Roller in on that Michigan defense along with Dominic Nichols for the first time tonight. He's lined up at the left edge. Roller at linebacker, 1st and 10. It's going to be a reverse as the Wolverines try and string it out, and striving for the corners Keegan Johnson, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 24-yard line for a gain of 4 by T.J. Metcalf. Transfer from Arkansas. He and his brother Tevin coming to Ann Arbor.
Yeah, I thought TJ, I thought they might have been able to call a hold on whoever was blocking him. It looked like he got whipped around. Nice pursuit, but boy, I thought he was in position to get that one for no gain.
That'll be the final play of quarter number 1. As the Lobos will be looking at a 2nd down and 6 from their own 24-yard line. When we continue from the Big House, Michigan fans, choose chill and celebrate responsibly. 21 means 21. Coors Light, choose chill. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer. 14-0 Michigan here in Ann Arbor. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, exclusive freight partner of Michigan Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doug Harsh, John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. Jack Miller will be back with us at half, along with Brian Bush, Bob Joyce in our studios, Tony Butler, our engineer, Bob Rossick, our statistician, Rich Marion, our spotter. Michigan leading New Mexico 14-0 here in Ann Arbor after one quarter. New Mexico with the football, and I don't know if you're Jason Eck, they were behind 14-0 at Oregon when he was at Idaho, and they crawled back into that game. And they finally got a stop of the Michigan offense. They got to feel good about that. Still looking for their first down.
Yeah, and you're going to start to see more of those reverses like we saw just a moment ago. That's how they were able to confuse Oregon from Idaho's point of view a year ago. And that's something that Jason Eck has always had a part of his offenses, whether he's been calling it as a coordinator or as a head coach. And that's where Michigan just needs to be disciplined.
Michigan's run 24 plays for 176 yards in the first quarter, possessed the ball for 11 minutes and 12 seconds. To New Mexico, 7 plays, 15 yards in 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
It's going to be tougher to be disciplined as well because they're rolling a lot of guys on defense right now. We're seeing DeMond Payne in. We're seeing Mason Curtis in and out of the game. So getting these guys reps, we saw it pay off for us at the end of the year. I think that's Wink Martindale's, plan here.
Shotgun for Jack Lane. 2nd down and 6 for the Lobos. Puts a man in motion. That's DJ McKinney. Got a fire, and he's got his man across the 30, lit up at the 32-yard line. And it was that guy, Brandon Hillman, coming up from the safety spot. Pass completed to Dorian Thomas, the tight end, for first down yardage, though.
Yeah, you saw that one on replay, didn't you, Jason?
Yeah, he got some dynamites in his pass.
Hey, there are certain guys, and Jason, I'll ask you this. Who'd you play against that had the timing like that, where you just knew they were going to hit you at just the right time?
Probably Ernest Shazar in college. Ernest Shazar would knock you silly.
1st and 10 for the Lobos from their own 32. Lane's going to roll out to his right, deliver underneath. He's got his tight end, Thomas, who reaches for first down yardage, steps out of bounds. He's marked about a yard shy. It's Ernest Hausman, the man in coverage, chasing after him. It'll be 2nd and short.
That's the first time this game where they've kept the 3 big boys in on first down. And, they take a little bit away in formation, because right now New Mexico is starting to split guys out when they see those big guys up front. They bring Rayshon Benny out and they go with the 2 bigs. Because what it does is it forces Dom Nichols to cover a slot receiver or one of the other edge guys.
Lane in a shotgun, takes the snap. And he's going to keep it keeper around the right end out to the 45-yard line, dives forward, where he's met by Mason Curtis for a short game, but enough to move the chains. It's first down, Lobos.
Eyes. It's all about eyes and discipline. Don't bite on any of those fakes. I know it's like a big juicy steak in there. There's no vegans on this defensive line, so they just want to take a nice big bite of that steak, and you got to be disciplined in how you are pursuing or where you're pursuing.
1st and 10, New Mexico from their own 45-yard line. Lane takes the snap, hands it off. Running right is Damon Bankston. He tries to bounce it outside, but he is stacked up by Michigan's defense. Eno Etta leading the way. It's going to be a loss of a yard.
Eno's such a big body in there. He's hard to move. He takes on the offensive tackle and just stuffs him in and reaches out while he's still engaged with the tackle and makes the tackle. Great job.
2nd down and 11 now for the Lobos offense. Trailing 14-0 early 2nd quarter. Shotgun for Jack Lane. Takes the snap, looks to his left, fires, has his man, and he's met immediately by Mason Curtis up from his safety spot. Completes the pass to Keegan Johnson. He'll get a yard. It'll make it 3rd and long.
Nice tackle by Mason Curtis. He didn't over-pursue. He kept his helmet right down the middle. He cut off the lane to the outside, but that's a hard open field tackle to make.
It was all 3 guys over there. Just drove everyone back. That's physical football.
Mike Martindale's got to love it. His 2nd year as Michigan's defensive coordinator. 4 wide now for New Mexico on this 3rd down and 10. Wolverines with crowding the line of scrimmage, only 1 man in a 3-point stance. That's Rayshon Benny. Lane back to pass. Here comes the rush. Delivers, and it's batted away by Zeke Berry. Great defensive play by Zeke Berry, the senior out of Pittsburgh, California, and De La Salle High School. Give him a PBU, and New Mexico will be forced to punt.
This is where Wink is starting to get really creative. You mentioned only 1 guy with their hand in the ground, Rayshon Benny. Now all of a sudden, offensive lines are trying to figure out, okay, whose responsibility? Who is actually, are we counting as defensive linemen versus linebackers? And they're guessing who is going to drop into coverage. Sometimes you just can't guess right.
Daniel Hughes, his 3rd punt of the day. Samaj Morgan standing on his own 8-yard line. Hughes puts his right foot into it. Short punt. It's going to land and roll out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. We will see where they spot this one as we watch the official, and the 28-yard line, that's where Michigan will take over when we continue from here in Ann Arbor. 14-0 Michigan, 11:27 to go first half. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the field, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
We asked our team, why did you choose to work for Michigan Medicine? Here are some of their answers.
Being able to interact with patients, offer them hope, and hopefully giving them care that they couldn't receive anywhere else is the biggest thing.
because it's the best of the best. We have great benefits, we have great leadership.
I love what I do. This is a place where you want to be if you're looking to make change.
To our team, we say thank you for choosing us. We shape the future of healthcare together at Michigan Medicine.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Hey Wolverine fans, it's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Michigan football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Michigan Wolverines. Let's go Wolverines! SeatGeek.
Hey, when you're out of town and want to keep up with live college sports, be sure to download the free Varsity Network app, available for both Apple and Android. Listen to College Sports Live with the Varsity Network app. Special hello to Jim Brandstatter, who's listening on the Varsity Network app. And also Kerry Larrabee, good friend down in Florida, listening on the Varsity Network app tonight. Wolverines leading it 14-0. Let's go down to Jason Avant on the field, who's joined by a special guest.
I got Will Johnson here. How's it feel to be back in the big house, buddy?
Man, it feels great. I miss it. It's an incredible scene here, man. Nothing like it.
Bryce Underwood looking at a shotgun snap. Takes it, rolls out to his left. Looking downfield, going to fire to McCulley, and it's broken up back there. Good play by the defensive back coming out. Would have made Will Johnson proud, huh, Jason?
Yeah. What's the biggest adjustment between here and being with the Cardinals?
I would say the biggest adjustment is just everybody you play against is the best now. You know what I'm saying? Like, from top to the bottom on that team, and you're going against the best of the best, so it's a different level of competition. Yeah.
Second down and 10 for Michigan. 3 receivers split wide left, ball in the near hash. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Going to fire to Samaj Morgan on a quick hitter. Going to bounce it outside 30 and knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard, short of the 35-yard line by Austin Browley. Jason?
Yeah, you have a lot of teammates here today. Did you guys contact each other and say, hey, we're going to go to the first game? How did this work out while all of you guys are here together?
Yeah, we still talk to each other every day, so we know we all had a chance to get back, so whenever we can, we make sure we get back and see each other and make sure we stay tight.
Last question I have for you. Mikey Sammer still, has he reached out to you to tell you about the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I still talk to him a lot too, so I'm definitely, before this next week, going to hit him up and ask some tips and reminders just to make sure my mind in the right place going into the first week.
All the best.
Thank you.
There is Will Johnson down on the field with our Jason Avant. Shotgun on 3rd down and 6 for Michigan. Underwood back to pass, fires, slant pattern. It's broken up, looking for Marlon Klein. Good defensive play there by New Mexico. Tight in coverage.
Yeah,
4th down.
The pass to Samaj, one of the things that I really like about what Bryce is doing, when he's got receivers that are running away from him, those are hard to put the ball on them right where they can do something with it. That's a couple of times now to Samaj. He's been able to put the ball where Samaj is now able to turn upfield and do something with it. Not a lot to do with there on 3rd down.
D. Rice Brown is deep to field this punt from Hollenbach. He comes up and fields it on a fair catch. No, he didn't fair catch it. He should have, as he got drilled at the 28-yard line, and that's where New Mexico will take over. Trailing 14-0 with 10:22 to go in the half. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
Attention, Michigan drivers. Are you paying too much for auto insurance? Visit insuringmichigan.com now for a quote in less than 5 minutes that could save you hundreds. Whether you're navigating Ann Arbor's streets or cruising through Traverse City, Pioneer State Mutual has the coverage you need, combined with the personal service of a local agent. Don't wait. Head to insuringmichigan.com and see how much you can save. That's insuringmichigan.com, your go-to for auto insurance in Michigan.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Donovan Edwards.
This is Michigan Football from Learfield.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on now at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Check out the 2025 Ford F-150 Hybrid. Easy Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease an F-150 Hybrid Super Crew 4x4 for $459 a month for 36 months, with only $459 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Payment includes $1,000 Summer Sales Event RCO cash, $2,250 Trade Assist, and $150 AXCD BFG Open Bonus Cash. Offer only valid on Package 302A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by September 2nd. See dealer for qualifications and details. So lease an F-150 Hybrid Super Crew 4x4 for $459 a month for 36 months during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
On Thursday, September 11th, visit mgoblue.com/bighouse for more details. 14-0, Michigan on top. It'll be New Mexico football. Their quarterback, Jackson Lane, got hurt in spring ball, couldn't do anything. But as they ran through spring drills, they had 12-person huddles. He stayed in the huddle, would mimic the play, stay after the practice, walk the field and visioning things, was voted a captain of this team. His twin brother stayed at Idaho. He's a captain there. And they have a younger brother, Matt, a chemical engineering major at the University of Michigan.
I bet he's here watching his brother. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I'm hoping that JJ in Minnesota, when he got hurt last year, how much of that was he doing? As he prepares for his first full season in the NFL.
Empty backfield now for Jack Lane, who takes the snap back to pass. Looking around, pocket collapsing, ball's batted up in the air and intercepted! It's picked off! T.J. Guy put one paw up and pulled it in, the deflected pass, and Michigan with a big turnover will have the football deep in New Mexico territory as Guy was dragged down as soon as he corralled it.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I don't know if that envisioning stuff is working too well.
No, I don't think so. I tell you what, I couldn't be happier for TJ. He's put in a lot of work. This is going to be a big year for him. And start off the season with an interception in game one. That's a hell of a way to kick things off.
Was it Damon Payne that batted that football down?
There's a lot of big paws up there.
Yeah. I think it was. That's the first career interception for TJ, which, he threw it off the back of his offensive lineman's helmet.
Oh.
Not what he envisioned. Single back is Jordan Marshall. Under center's Bryce Underwood. And they'll go jet sweep to Samaj Morgan, right end, 15-10. Samaj breaks a tackle and spins, knocked out of bounds at the 6. Close to a first down. He might have got it.
Well, we've seen Samaj used in that way a lot of times. We've seen wide receiver screens, quick hitters to him. He's a guy, when you get him in open space with blockers out front, he can really do a lot of damage. I love the fact that Max is the one that obviously set that one up by taking the right angle and getting on the outside shoulder of that defensive back.
Brady Norton's back in at that right guard spot for this series. Pistol formation now with Jordan Marshall deep. It is a first down, 1st and goal for Michigan from the 5. Underwood takes the snap, inside handoff to Marshall, puts his shoulder down and drives down to about the 2.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep pounding it right up the middle, however many downs it takes to get in there. It just feels like they kind of want to set the expectation moving forward the rest of this game. There's going to be some more smash mouth football.
Jalen Hoffman is in at one of the tight end spots. Hogan Hansen was a late scratch for this game. Sophomore tight end, outstanding talent. Shotgun for Bryce Underwood. They go inside hand off to Marshall again. He's met in the hole at the 2 and driven backwards. Might have actually lost a yard.
Too much penetration up front. Penetration is going to kill any play like that, especially when you line Max Bredesen up as a slot receiver and you bring him in motion to get all the way across the formation and make the block that he needs to make. You can't have any penetration on the front side. There was just too much of it on that play.
Perfect time for a one-on-one jump ball to McCulley here. Perfect time for it.
Would love to see it.
Well, they've got him
in a slot, so we're not seeing that.
Oh, they might run a fade to the far corner. Underwood under center. Brings Bredesen in motion. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Going to fire. It's batted in the air and falls harmlessly in the end zone. A couple of Lobos dived after it, but that pass was broken up, and we'll see Dominic Zavada. It's 4th down for the Michigan offense.
He had Channing Goodwin in the back of the end zone, but couldn't get it to him.
Might have been the man he was looking for there.
Yeah, and he also had McCulley on the drag. He just wasn't going to have enough time. Too much pressure in his face. But he was going to have options if you can just solidify that protection a little bit up front.
Ball's on the right hash, a 21-yard field goal attempt from Dominic Zavada, who went 21 of 22 a year ago. Snap is good. Hollenbeck's hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And Michigan takes a 17-0 lead here with 8:21 to go in quarter number 2. That field goal was brought to you by Citgo. Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. 17-0 Michigan here at the Big House. 8:21 to go first half. You're listening to Michigan football from Learfield.
Hey Wolverines, ready to one-up your rivals off the field? Abbott and the Big Ten are back with the We Give Blood Drive. By showing up to donate blood, you can help your school win $1 million for student or community health. Score a limited edition home field design Michigan t-shirt. And most importantly, save lives. Go to bigten.org/Abbott to find a donation location and put Michigan in the lead. That's bigten.org/Abbott.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield.
Lions fans have even more to cheer about with the new Detroit Lions games from the Michigan Lottery.
Rah, rah, rah.
Featuring a roster of fan favorites, instant ticket, pull tab, fast cash, and online play. You could win prizes up to $500,000.
Our Lions victory.
With the new Detroit Lions games, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Every day is game with the Michigan Lottery. Choose your favorite way to play with the Detroit Lions Instant Game, Fast Cash, Pull Tab, and online games with a chance to win up to $500,000. 17-0 Michigan here at the Big House. Doug Karsch, John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. Wolverines converting that turnover into 3 points.
Yeah. Hey, Doug, on that play as a young freshman, he has to realize that in that situation when it's a guy in your face, you have to make the decision if it's going to be a dart or a free throw. He chose a dart in that situation, was the wrong answer. If he lobs the free throw up there, you get a touchdown. But that comes with growth and learning.
Well, we'll see. As Sharon said prior to the season, he only makes a mistake one time, and that's one of the reasons why they went with him. It's Abraham Williams taken out from 5 yards deep across the 10 to the 15, and he's submarined by Joe Taylor at the 17-yard line. Joe, whose dad played baseball at New Mexico and is now the head coach at Chelsea.
Yeah, when you talk to J.B. Brown, the special teams coach, Joe Taylor's the guy that just does it all on special teams. When called upon, he could be either the punt returner, kick returner. He's on every single special teams. He's the one that they expect to make a hell of a lot of plays, and especially in some of the kick, punt, or kickoff game.
Ball's at the 18-yard line for the Lobos.
Going with those three bigs again in the middle.
Yeah, you like that look, don't you?
Yeah.
Snap, Lane's going to roll to his right, lob a free throw over the extended hand of a Wolverine pass rusher and complete the pass out to the 25-yard line across the 30. Jimmy Roller drags down the back. Thomas caught that pass.
Sometimes when you go with those 5 defensive linemen, though, I mean, who in the world doesn't like more big guys up front, is you run the risk of, I mentioned it earlier, when they split and went 4 wides, Dom had to go out there and cover a slot receiver. You also have a responsibility in the backfield. Some of those rush ends, when that running back escapes out the backside of the formation, they've got to cover them, and that it puts you at risk.
Shotgun back to pass, and lobbing on a screen pass and incomplete is Lane. Tried to get into his running back Humphrey, but there were 4 or 5 Wolverines over there, and it was kind of a jump ball. Lucky it wasn't intercepted. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, if Jay-Sean, instead of trying to lay the big hit, if he just keeps his eyes up just a little bit more, he might have had a pick 6 on that one.
17-0 Michigan here. 7:33 to go first half. 5 wide now in an empty backfield for Jack Lane. Claps his hands, back to pass. Looking over the middle, and he's got his man at the 40. And out to the 45-yard line is Keegan Johnson, the transfer from Kansas State. Move the chains again for the Lobos. 14-yard gain. Jaden Mangum on the stop.
Jack Lane has been able to find a couple of holes in the middle of that defense in the secondary. And some of that is, if you're going to be able to put pressure with Jay-Sean Barham, instead of lining him up on the edge, and you're going to line him up that close to the line of scrimmage, you run the risk of being able to dump the ball over top of those linebackers.
Back to pass is Lane. Going to lob it out to his running back at the 40, 45, down the near sideline, and he steps out of bounds just inside Michigan territory to Scott Trey Humphrey. Mason Curtis was the man that forced him out of bounds. Just short of a first down was Humphrey.
Well, I can tell you this. They are letting that offensive line get away with a lot of stuff. I think Jay-Sean Barham was held on that play. Wink is using him like we had heard. He's lined up at edge. He's rushed in the B gap, rushed in the A gap. We already saw him put 1 hit on a quarterback.
6:20 to go first half. 17-0 Michigan. New Mexico with the ball in Michigan territory for the first time tonight. From the 48, snap and a handoff to Humphrey running right, and he'll turn upfield and get the first down to the Michigan 45-yard line, where Jay-Sean Barham brings him down along with Trey Pierce. Move the chains for the Lobos.
Well, they're finding a little bit of success by trying to get the defense moving left to right and cutting some of those runs back. They haven't found much success in the rush game. They've only got 16 yards rushing at this point.
1st and 10, New Mexico. 5:36 to go first half. They're down 17-0. Lane back to pass. Here comes the blitz. He just gets rid of it as he delivers incomplete. Bounces it to his intended receiver, Zaheel Smith. Somebody was shot out of a cannon. Who was that came on the blitz?
I think that was Ernie Hausman. And this is what you're going to see with the talent that they have at the linebacker position, whether it's Ernie or Jay-Sean or Jimmy Rolder, Cole Sullivan. Like, they have so much speed at that position. You can line them up on the edge and bring them. You can line them up in the A-gaps. You can delay rush.
2nd down and 10 for New Mexico. From the Michigan 45, empty backfield for Jack Lane. Takes the snap, back to pass, going to fire wide receiver screen. Near side's got his man across the 40 and tripped up at the Michigan 38-yard line by Brandon Hillman. Deshaun Buchanan was the receiver on that play. Give him 7 yards. It'll be 3rd down.
Brandon Hillman is a really good open fielder tackler. If he doesn't make that play, there's a lot of green grass in front of him. He's coming over from that safety position, and it's all about angles at that point. He took the appropriate angle, was able to make the play.
This could be 4-down territory for New Mexico. Empty backfield again. Wolverines jump. Back to pass is Lane. He's going to deliver near sideline, and we're going to get another flag there as the ball is caught, but was he inbounds or out of bounds? We'll probably get a PI I believe it was Josiah Edmond in coverage down there. We await the call here, unless it's offensive, but TJ Guy was in the neutral zone when the ball was snapped. Here's the call.
There are 2 fouls by the defense. Offside in the neutral zone at the snap. That penalty's declined. Pass interference, defense number 19. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
I believe it was Josiah Edmond on the number 16 on the PI.
Just a little too physical down the field. I had a question of whether that ball, I don't think he caught it in bounds, if it was even catchable.
Ball's now at the Michigan 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for New Mexico. Lane in a shotgun. Snap, roll out to the right. Going to fire it back near side to his tight end. 30, 25, 20. Breaks a tackle there. Now he's stacked up at the 18-yard line. Mason Curtis, Dorian Thomas, the receiver. Mason Curtis brought him down.
The interesting part of that play is, hey, if you're going to run a screen, sometimes you just want to get beat. The offensive line didn't even come out of their stances, and Michigan thought it was a jailbreak. They were getting after the quarterback, and it was just a setup for the screen.
Lane back to pass. Lobs it over the middle. It's caught and drilled immediately as Deshaun Buchanan completed down to the Michigan 13-yard line. It was Ernest Hausman arriving at the football with bad intentions. Gain of 4.
Ernie Hausman had a really big bullseye that he saw on Keegan Johnson, and he hit the center of it.
10th play of the drive now for New Mexico. 2nd down and 5 from the Michigan 13-yard line. Lane takes the snap. Going to hand it off. Running right is Humphrey down to the 10, and he's stacked up there, shy of the 1st down. And Oeta leading the Michigan tacklers.
Well, this drive right now has been just a little bit over 4 minutes. It's the best drive that New Mexico has put together. It's the first time Michigan's backs have really been up against the wall. They've been able to stop them. 3rd down and 2. This is where you really want to see what this Michigan defense has. Can they come up with the big stop?
17-0 Michigan. 3:03 to go. First quarter, first half. 3rd down and 2. Lane takes the snap. Quarterback keeper around the right end, diving close to the marker. I don't think he got it.
No, I think he's going to be just a little bit shy, about a yard shy.
Yep, I'm right on the line there. A yard, maybe a little longer than a yard.
It looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field.
So lesson learned earlier on a quarterback keeper where they were able to pick up a 1st down. Discipline, eyes, understanding your responsibility.
4th down and a yard. James Lobstein is in, and they're going to snap it back to the running back, who's going to throw to the end zone for a touchdown.
That's one of those trick plays.
That's one of those trick plays they talk about. It was the tight end Dorian Thomas wide open in the end zone. They snapped it through Lobstein's legs. It rolled back to the running back, and then completed a pass for a touchdown. I believe it was Buchanan who threw it.
And I don't know if you could get a more friendly bounce. It bounced literally right up to the running back.
Wow.
They rolled the ball back. Like, how do you – I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
How about that? 17-6. Snap is good, hold is good, and the extra point is up and good from the Shelby Township native, Luke Drizwicki, who is the kicker for New Mexico, and it's 17-7 with 2:23 to go here in the first half. 12 plays, 82 yards, 5 minutes and 55 seconds. A well-put-together drive there by the Lobos.
It was a well-put-together drive, and that was one of those plays where we've heard about the trick plays by Jason Eck. We've seen a couple of reverses. You can kind of expect those. But the ball going between the quarterback's legs and actually rolling back to the running back so that it pops up into his arms, I'm not sure that I would even put that one in the playbook.
I don't know. I wonder if it was intended to roll or the center just got a bad snap.
Well, I mean, it was an awful lucky hop.
Well, they brought in Lobstein, who was in the quarterback battle right to the end, and Michigan's probably thinking, here's a bigger quarterback, 6'3". It's going to be a quarterback sneak, and he just fell forward.
No, they just needed more room for the ball to go between his legs. Let's get a guy with some longer legs in there.
Charles Steinkamp will kick off for New Mexico. Andrew Marsh standing on his own goal line, the end zone to our left. 2:23 to go first half. And Marsh will field this one 1 yard deep and bring it out, no hesitation, to the 10, to the 15. He's got a hole, leaps over a man out to the 25-yard line. Did he fumble? The ball's on the ground. New Mexico saying they got it.
Ball came out.
And New Mexico has the football. The freshman Andrew Marsh put it on the ground, and New Mexico recovers at the 29-yard line.
You got to appreciate him wanting to make a play, but as soon as you leave your feet.
The play is under review.
Are they saying that maybe the ground caused the fumble?
Well, no, it was ripped out, but I think they're going to ask if his knee hit the ground before the ball came out.
This Close Shave Instant Replay is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Gel. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, quality shave, and trusted value. All right, take a look at this replay.
I think it's going to be a fumble.
Yeah, looking at the replay, I agree.
Yeah.
That ball was out.
Should be a quick review. Let's get this game moving forward. Defense out there. And they just, how long was that last drive? I know it was about 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
And so, hey, this is where the depth of that defense. You got 6 guys at the defensive tackle position, 4 guys at the edge. You're not going to have to worry about having the same guys out there. Fresh bodies and no drop-off in skill. Same thing with the linebacker position. Go out there, you got to make a stop.
After review, the ball came loose prior to the runner being down. It's first down, New Mexico.
Yeah. The good thing about that, if you're going to see any silver lining, when you have young guys coming in to make plays, you're going to make mistakes. So when you make mistakes early, the guys learn later down the line, 3rd, 4th, 5th game, when it really matters, those guys become veterans at that point in that time. But I don't blame a young guy for trying to make a play at all. Just has to understand to maintain on the ball. Maintain the ball. Misdirection too, John. That's what New Mexico has been doing to us. The last drive is we have the answer for misdirection.
Well, they've got it on the Michigan 29-yard line, 1st and 10, following the fumbled kickoff. Lane back to pass, looking. Here comes the rush. Lobs it underneath, and it's dropped through the hands of his intended receiver, Damon Bankston. Ernest Hausman in coverage, incomplete, stopping the clock with 2:14 to go in the half.
That's another hit on the quarterback. When you have some of those quick passes, you're going to have to get that ball out quick, and Cameron Brandt was the one that just beat the left tackle off the ball. Nice job of getting around him, putting the pressure on that quarterback. The more hits on him, the more happy feet he's going to get. He's going to want to get that ball out even quicker.
2nd down and 10 for New Mexico, and now Coach Eck wants to talk about it. He will take a timeout.
To the half, 30 seconds.
The Wolverines were rolling, and then a long drive by New Mexico, a fumble kickoff, and
Michigan
now the Lobos can get back into this thing.
Wasn't able to capitalize on that interception by TJ Guy, coming away with a field goal. Hey, points are points. We'll take all the points we can get, but when a moment like that happens offensively, you'd like to be able to punch it in the end zone. And if they do at that point, they go up, 21-0 instead of 17-0. And then in turn, New Mexico does steal some of the momentum Michigan had early by going on a 5-minute drive and punching it in the end zone.
The momentum has changed in this game ever since the Fred Moore drop. The momentum offensively for Michigan has changed a bunch. And hopefully they can respond here defensively. 2nd and 10, they're winning so far.
How much does this have to do with Michigan's offense getting out of their scripted plays? The scripted series, first 2 drives, they look very, very good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jason.
No, you got it.
No, I mean, once you get out of it, some of it's Chip Lindsey, still figuring out what the strengths and weaknesses of this offense are.
2nd and 10, Lane back to pass, bounces out of there to his right, fires into coverage and incomplete. Looking for Keegan Johnson, overthrew him on the far sideline at about the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long. Zeke Berry the man in coverage.
Nice job in the secondary. There was absolutely nowhere for Lane to go with that ball. And honestly, I think he was trying to put that ball where if his receiver made a heroic effort, might be able to catch it, but it was a throwaway. Now you're faced with 3rd and 10, and he's been under duress on 1st and 2nd down.
They're going to go 5 wide on this 3rd and 10. 3 receivers split wide right, 2 to the left. Michigan showing a 4-man front. Now they'll shift Bankston into the backfield. They'll go shovel pass to Bankston. He's met at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout. Trey Pierce on the stop there. And New Mexico will be looking at a 4th down and 8 from the Michigan 27-yard line. When we continue from here in Ann Arbor, 17-7, Wolverines on top. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. Proud partner of the University of Michigan. Michael Hanna, 150 West Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48226.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Michigan has realized its destiny and won the national championship in the Rose Bowl.
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Just like your favorite sports team, you need a solid defense to protect what's important to you. Whether it's your business, home, or auto, turn to Heartland Insurance Agency and Michigan-based Frank & Muth Insurance to keep you covered. Visit Heartland Insurance Agency today at www.heartlandinsurance.com. That's www.heartlandinsurance.com.
Football is back, and so are the big hits at Motor City Casino Soundboard. Feel the adrenaline at Motor City Cage Night, September 13th. Mbop with the legendary Hanson, September 18th. Plus, experience improv comedy at its finest with Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood, September 21st. Only at Motor City Casino Soundboard. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com today.
Doug Harsh, John Jansen, Jason Avant back at the Big House. Jack Miller and Brian Bush standing by for halftime analysis. We're at the 2-minute timeout with Michigan leading New Mexico 17-7. And the Lobos looking at a 4th and 8. And I believe we will see Luke Drizwicki, the kicker, local product out of Shelby Township, Michigan. Went out to New Mexico, and he's out on the field loosening up. And so it looks like Jason Eck will take the points, or attempt to take the points following the Michigan turnover on the kick return. But be aware, special teams are a prime place to pull off a trick play. We've seen one for a touchdown today already.
And if there's anything, Jason was trying to talk about some of the benefits of when you fall for a trick play like that, or at least when one works, it does put the antennas up in every situation, and you have a heightened awareness of trick plays moving forward.
Drizwicki 2 for 5 from this distance a year ago. This will be a 45-yard attempt. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So Michigan's lead is down to 7 here, 17-10 in Ann Arbor with 1:56 to go here in half number 1. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
That's a great stat, Brian.
25 minutes between offensive snaps for Michigan when they get the football back, providing that they do get an offensive snap in here. New Mexico taking advantage of the fumble kick return from Andrew Marsh, who will be deep again. First quarter stats for Michigan. The Wolverines had 179 yards in total offense so far in the second quarter, 14.
And we're watching Andrew Marsh learn on the job here in the very opening kick return, right? And I talked to JB, like, where are you going to position his feet? He said, well, at the top of the letter, bottom of the letters. He was a little bit unsure whether he should bring it out or not, and it just a little bit of a stutter step, it throws off the timing on a return. Obviously the fumble. I love the fact that they're sticking with him. He can be a game breaker, and so you're going to have some learning moments. Just like we talk about him with Bryce, you're going to have him with Andrew as well.
He's standing inside his own end zone to our left, and he'll field this one up. He'll let it go over his head and out of the back of the end zone, and Michigan will take over following the touchback.
Well, we'll get a chance to see Bryce in a 2-minute situation. Having all 3 timeouts, there doesn't have to be a huge sense of urgency, but this will be a no-huddle situation. Get up, get set.
Ball be placed on the far hash. Michigan will go 4 wide here on this first play from scrimmage from the 25-yard line. Justice Haynes in the backfield. Underwood takes the snap, back to pass. Sets up a screen to Haynes, and he is swallowed up right away. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards, as that didn't fool anybody.
No, and that was one of those balls. Remember I mentioned when he's been thrown to Samaj on the run?
Yeah.
He gave it to him where he could do something with him. That stopped the momentum of Justice Haynes, and he just couldn't do anything once he got it.
2nd and 12, Underwood back to pass. Looking, and now he's going to get corralled and sacked for another loss, and Coach Eck is going to take a timeout with 1:31 to go in the half as this drive is going backwards.
30 seconds.
Brett Carhu on the sack there for the Lobos.
Yeah, and he had an opportunity.
Michigan's second quarter yardage now down to 10 yards.
Yeah, well, and he had a chance to just dump that ball off to Justice Haynes, who was only about 3 or 4 yards in front of him, but it just would have been a little bit more room between him, where that ball would have headed, and the defensive line. And the good thing about it right there was Bryce Underwood, when he was sacked, did not let the ball go. He didn't have it in a great position, and that's one of the things that I've noticed about Bryce is his hand size, his grip on the ball. He does a really nice job of being able to protect the ball. I'd love to have him, hold it high and tight, but you don't always know when you're going to get hit. But to be able to keep possession of the ball there was the key.
3rd down and 14 for Michigan. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking, fires, and he's got his man Goodwin at the 40 to the 50. Splits some defenders into New Mexico territory and knocked down at the Lobos 40-yard line. Bryce Underwood, what a rocket that was to Channing Goodwin. A gain of 38 on 3rd and long.
Confidence wasn't shaken. That's a bullet. It was a strike to Goodwin.
They're going to run it quickly with Haynes running right across the 35 down to the 34-yard line with 1:15 to go here in half number 1 and the clock running. Wolverines quickly to the line of scrimmage. They have all 3 timeouts. Underwood in a shotgun with 4 wide. Takes the snap, back to pass, and we're going to get a whistle and a flag, and I believe McCulley wasn't set when the ball was snapped.
Pre-snap penalties. If that's the case, it's just a young quarterback.
False start, offense. Not all 11 players were set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty.
It's more on the quarterback, right, Jason? He's got to wait for his receiver to get set.
Yeah, you got to wait for your receiver to get set, but guys have to get up. I actually made a mental note early that all the receivers were taking a little bit of time to get set. They were like dilly-dallying around, still moving. They have to realize 2-minute drill.
And I believe, did they say that was a Michigan timeout? Jerome Moore is going to go talk to our lead official. No?
No, I don't think so.
All right, it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Michigan. Underwood takes the snap, back to pass. Going to deliver near side. He's got McCulley near the chains. And they're going to say that he is got 1st down yardage at the 30. Clock stops to move the chains with 56 seconds to go. From the New Mexico 30, Underwood back to pass, fires far side. Samaj Morgan makes a man miss inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line with 45 seconds to go.
That was a great block by Goodwin. I mean, he locked up that DB and just wouldn't let him go anywhere.
2nd and 4. Underwood takes the snap. Handoff. It's Justice Haynes. He's got the first down inside the 20. Now down to the 15. And he's tripped up right there with 30 seconds to go in the half. First down, Michigan.
Boy, I tell you what, Chip Lindsey's got a lot of confidence in Bryce Underwood. And you think about as the Michigan calls a timeout, you think about those first 2 downs, and you're sitting at 3rd and long, and he calls Channing Goodwin's number, and it's an absolute laser. And then you have that, unfortunate penalty, but it's a young quarterback not getting his offense set, and then they come right back with a couple of runs. It shows a lot of confidence in the play calling, but also in your young quarterback.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. On a 3rd and 14, you dial up a dagger concept, which is a 18 to 20-yard dig pattern, which is an extremely hard throw to a young guy in Channing Goodwin with a young quarterback. That says a lot about the offense coordinator Chip Lindsey and the confidence they have in Bryce Underwood.
30 seconds to go in the half. Michigan has it. Headed left to right at the 15-yard line in New Mexico. 2 receivers split wide right. That's Samaj and McCulley. Goodwin split wide left. Haynes in the backfield. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking left. Going to deliver. He's got a man out there. It's Marlon Klein at the goal line. Into the end zone. A double move for a Michigan touchdown. How about that? What a route from Marlon Klein.
Yeah. Well, you can't run that route any better. I mean, he left the DB just standing there wondering where did Marlon go, and then he looks up and he's in the end zone.
What an important drive here as New Mexico had crept back into this thing, and Michigan, following a 3rd down and 14, conversion to Channing Goodwin. The Wolverines proceed to go 75 yards in 8 plays over 1 minute and 31. Dom Zabata on for the extra point out of the hold of Hudson Holenbeck. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Wolverines extend the lead to 24-10 here with 25 seconds to go in half number 1. That Wolverine touchdown brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Well, I just want to go back to the confidence that they've got in Bryce and the protection. You had a couple of TE stunts. Nice job of handing those off up front, giving them plenty of time, and the route by Marlon Klein was just a perfect route.
A great job by Chip Lindsey, like you said. You saw Channing Goodwin run the post there. He took the corner and the safety, which left a one-on-one with the flat defender, and Marlon Klein ate his lunch right there.
Well, I tell you what, I wanted to ask you about that because Channing Goodwin, if he doesn't run that route that way with the aggression that he runs it, I don't think he draws those 2 defenders. I mean, he was running that route like he was getting the ball.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it. Every play, you don't know which one is going to be. You could get the ball, but if you run it hard, it's a good chance that one of you guys are going to get open. You have to work together, and it was a good job of being selfless because the chances of him getting the ball pre-snap is very low.
First career touchdown pass for Bryce Underwood. Beckham Sunderland puts his right foot into it. It's fielded by Abraham Williams at the 2. He's going to run to the near sideline and get dragged down inside the 10. Wolverines with great special teams coverage there. And with 21 seconds to go in the half, it'll be 1st and 10. They're going to mark it at the 10-yard line. I believe that was Logan Forbes on kick coverage there. Great job.
Yep.
Oh, that's Logan Forbes.
Yeah, and by the way, Jason, on kick return, you don't want to get going east-west.
No, not at all, especially with the speed of the Michigan defense or the special teams unit. We saw that. That was an amazing play, open field tackle. Got the whole stadium hype right there by Logan Forbes.
Well, with 21 seconds to go, New Mexico is just going to take a knee and head to the locker room. So 24-10 in the first half. Wolverines offensively sputtered a little bit, but you talk about a jump start. That 3rd down conversion to Channing Goodwin is a play we're going to talk about.
I think we will, and it's the confidence of Chip Lindsey to call that play. And then can you imagine Bryce, and not only Bryce but Channing, a young receiver, executing that route, but to be able to throw that ball for the dig route and be on the money after you just got sacked and nothing was going right for you. It's 3rd and long. If you don't complete it, okay, fine, you punt the ball. But that completion, we're going to look back on, like you mentioned, and I think that was a key moment for this Michigan offense.
Wolverines lead it 24-10 at the half. Stick with us. Halftime analysis from our guy Jack Miller. Brian Bush will have scores from around the country as well from Rob Joyce back in our studios. Wolverines lead it by 2 touchdowns here in Ann Arbor in the season opener in 2025. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor, official partner of Michigan Athletics. Whether you're tailgating or headed to the Big House, Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor has the perfect vehicle for every fan. New or pre-owned, our team has a large inventory of vehicles ready for you today. And a special offer for Wolverine fans, receive a $1,000 discount and 3 years of maintenance on any new Lexus purchase when you mention this ad. Stop by Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor or get started at lexusofannarbor.com.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Fogut Financial Group is the proud wealth management partner of Michigan Athletics. To celebrate, we're inviting those already retired or nearing retirement to attend our 4th annual Night Out at the Big House on Thursday, September 11th. Learn strategies for managing the risks of retirement and enjoy complimentary dinner and drinks, door prizes, and get exclusive access to tour Michigan Stadium. Just go to mgoblue.com/bighouse to sign up. That's mgoblue.com/bighouse. Limited seats are available.
Introducing Celsius, the energy you need for Michigan football. Pop open a can of Celsius and experience a refreshing taste made with proven ingredients, 0 sugar, and essential vitamins, helping you keep up with every play and celebration. Whether you're in the Big House or cheering from your couch, Celsius keeps you energized for every quarter. Find Celsius at a retailer near you or at Celsius.com. Celsius. Live fit. Go.
Let's break down the first half of action. Welcome to the Halftime Show, driven by Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics. Online at lexusofannarbor.com. Analysis, highlights, and stats are on the way. Now, here's your host, Rob Joyce.
Halftime for the Big House. Michigan leads New Mexico 24-10 as we look back at the first 30 minutes with the highlights. Lobos won the toss, deferred. So our first look at Bryce Underwood and the new-look Michigan offense, and went right to work. Underwood to Samaj Morgan a couple of times, including a 3rd and 6 that picked up 7. Michigan phenomenal on 3rd down in the first half. Then a newcomer in the backfield made his Big House debut a memorable one.
With Justin Haynes deep, Wolverines with everybody jammed in tight. Takes the snap, hands it off to Haynes. Up the middle, he's got some room. Across the 50, bounces outside, 45, 40, down the far sideline, 30, 20. Justice Haynes to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Wolverines. And Michigan on the opening drive of the season on a 56-yard touchdown run takes an early lead.
Not the last time we'll hear from Justice Haynes as he opened the scoring just under 2 minutes in. Got the ball back quickly after New Mexico 3 and out. A 3rd and short conversion by Michigan, 25 yards to Marlon Klein. 1 play later, work it into the red zone. Then a 13-play drive is capped once again by the Alabama transfer.
Bredesen stepped out of bounds at the 5, 3rd down and 3. Shotgun, snap. It's running left. Breaking a tackle is Justice Haynes to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. Welcome to Ann Arbor, young man. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and Michigan leads it 13-0.
And 91 yards in the first half, nearly hit the century mark in the first 30 minutes, did Haynes. 13 plays, 73 yards, nearly 7 minutes, featuring 4 3rd down conversions, 14-0 Michigan through 1 quarter. Total yards in the first, $176 for the Wolverines, 15 for New Mexico. That second Haynes score capped the scoring, though, for a while. The next 4 possessions combined ended with punts. Then 1 play into New Mexico's 5th drive. No punt. First play, deflection at the line of scrimmage falls to TJ Guy. An interception by Michigan puts the ball at the Lobo 16. Couldn't punch it in. 1 first down, then a Dominic Zavada chip shot. 17-0 Michigan midway through the second. They're rolling. They're in control. Lobos hardly with anything offensively to this point, but it all changed in a flash after that field goal. would drive it 8 plays inside the Michigan red zone, face a 4th and 1 from the 9, and pull out quite the trickery. A running back jump pass for a touchdown to the tight end to cap a 12-play, 82-yard New Mexico drive in 6 minutes. 17-7 Michigan with just over 2 minutes to go in the half. Then the Wolverines fumble the ensuing kickoff, recovered by the Lobos at the 29. Defense would stand tall, force only a field goal. So in a flash, it's 17-0 to 17-10, 1:56 to go. All 3 timeouts for the offense started by going backwards. Then on 3rd and 14, Underwood finds Channing Goodwin for 38 yards, and that flipped the script on the rest of the drive. Gains of 9 and 7 shortly thereafter puts it inside the red zone with 30 seconds left, and then the first of hopefully many touchdowns from the arm of the freshman signal caller.
Haynes in the backfield, Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass, looking left, going to deliver. He's got a man out there. It's Marlon Klein at the goal line, into the end zone. A double move for a Michigan touchdown. How about that? What a route from Marlon Klein.
A massive swing of the game. 75 yards by the Michigan offense in 8 plays. It took 91 seconds. It left New Mexico with very little time. All they could do was kneel down. And it's 24-10 Wolverines at the break as Underwood. 12-17, 144 yards passing, and that touchdown in his first half of collegiate football. Tonight's halftime show driven by Jermaine and Lexus of Ann Arbor, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics, online at lexusofannarbor.com. We'll take a timeout, come back, tell you what else is going on a busy week 1. Lots of Big Ten, couple of notable top 25 games. We'll tell you about that and more after this as you listen to Michigan football from Learfield.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Is that intercepted? Holy cow! Jordan Lewis!
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Michigan. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Michigan and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Michigan.
Michigan leads New Mexico 24-10 at the break. Time for another check of scores. Just 2 games going on right now in the Big Ten, both against FCS opposition. Iowa putting the finishing touches on Albany. It's 34-7 Hawkeyes, late 4th from Kinnick, while at the half, USC put up 42 in the opening 2 frames against Missouri State. It's 42-10 Trojans at the break. Nearly everything else is a final. Ohio State outlasted Texas in a rock fight, 14-7. Buckeye offense barely cracked 200 yards, but defense forced 4 turnovers on downs, including twice inside the 10-yard line, including once at the 1. Other finals, Penn State cruised past Nevada 46-11. Indiana handled Old Dominion 27-14. Maryland cruised past Florida Atlantic 39-7. 3 touchdown passes for freshman quarterback Malik Washington. Purdue blanked Ball State 31-0 in the first game under new head coach Barry Odom. That snaps an 11-game losing skid for the Boilermakers. And Oregon pounded Montana State 59-13. Northwestern, the only Big Ten team to lose thus far, Wildcats went to Tulane and got smoked 23-3, hampered by 5 turnovers. Still 2 games that have yet to begin. Both of them get underway at 11 Eastern. Washington puts its 20-game home win streak on the line against Colorado State, and then UCLA faces an old Pac-12 foe in Utah at the Rose Bowl. So that's the day in the Big Ten. Time now to look nationally at the top 25, brought to you by Pioneer State Mutual Insurance. Going on right now, the big one is in South Carolina. Number 4 Clemson, 9th-ranked LSU. About to go into halftime. Clemson leads 10-3. LSU trying to go into the end zone. They have 4th and 2 from just outside the 10, so likely a field goal. So it looks like Clemson will go for it, though Garrett Nussmeier's trying to go for it. We'll see what they do. But right now it's a 10-3 Clemson lead. Elsewhere, number 19 Texas A&M leads UTSA 21-17, early third College Station. 21st ranked Ole Miss with a 23-7 lead on Georgia State late first half. Everyone else in the top 25 playing FCS opposition, handling business, except for Kansas State, leads North Dakota 24-21 midway through the third in Manhattan. Some finals from earlier. The big one, Florida State, 2-10 a year ago, upset number 8 Alabama 31-17. That top 25 scoreboard brought to you by Pioneer State Mutual Insurance, a Michigan tradition since 1908. Again, 30 minutes complete. Michigan 24, New Mexico 10. Brian, Jason, and Jack break down the first half next as you listen to Michigan football from Learfield.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go, go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Charles Woodson down the sideline. He's gonna go all the way.
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Amethyst and Nicholas.
Congratulations on getting your diploma.
You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
24-10, Michigan with the lead on New Mexico. We are at halftime, but today's halftime show is driven by Jermaine Lexus of Ann Arbor, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics, lexusofannarbor.com. Brian Bush, Jack Miller back high atop Michigan Stadium. Jason Avant rejoins us down on the field. Jack, let's start with that last portion of the first half. Michigan drives 8 plays, 75 yards, $131, and Bryce Underwood 5 of 5, that huge 39-yard dart to Channing Goodwin before finding Marlon Klein for the touchdown. What'd you like about that closing drive?
Pretty calm and poised. It was pretty representative of how he's played this entire first half so far. The arm talent is there. If there was ever any doubt, I think that's been gone. His ability to that quick release and get the ball exactly where it needs to be is impressive. He seems very in command of the offense. I think Chip Lindsey's done an incredible job skinning down the playbook, making it simple for him. The offensive line has played really well. The running game's been going at the right times. So they just look in sync. The timing looks really, really good for week one with a freshman quarterback.
Jason, your thoughts on that drive and Bryce overall?
Overall, he puts the ball in great position. There's velocity on the throws. I always say that when you see guys run after the catch, that means the quarterback is throwing the ball on time and putting it in a good spot, and we're seeing that at a high level this first half. And talk about what Chip Lindsey trusts him with, a 3rd and 14, and you call a dagger concept, which is an inside, go route with an outside dagger, 18 to 20-yard in route. That's an NFL type of a throw and trust as well. So they think highly of him, and I've seen you know, a lot of quarterbacks come through here, and I haven't seen a freshman quarterback play this well in my lifetime. So it's a great thing to see.
Early scripting certainly benefited Michigan from the ground game. Justice Haynes with a long 56-yard touchdown run to kick things off. He had 10 carries, 91 yards. Impressions, Jack, of the O-line, the running game, what you saw on the ground and pound.
Yeah, they look pretty gelled up right now, which is great to see. And the offensive line, not only running the ball, but pass protection too. There seems to be a lot of chemistry, and I think that represents what a great training camp that they had. We talked about the competition and those guys having to really go earn their spots. It looks like they did a great job doing that. And two great dynamic running backs in the backfield that were able to make plays, particularly Justice Haynes on the big long run. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Looked really solid. And when you got a guy like Bryce Underwood back there, you always have the threat, and now we've seen it's legitimate. These defensive coordinators we play all year are going to have to think about the entire time, what is Michigan going to throw at us? And the minute the run game starts working, then Bryce comes over the top of it. It just, for week one, particularly with a freshman quarterback, been very, very pleased to see the timing and how in sync they all are.
Jason, is that match what you've seen, the smoothness of the operation offensively?
Yeah, that's what it's been. Like the offensive line is giving him time to throw, but also just Chip Lindsey making an offense, you know, available to Bryce to where he can get the ball out of his hand. And you've seen a lot of things which causes the defense to guess. You've seen guys on the perimeter. You've seen misdirection with the reverse. You've seen, you know, an RPO put it in the running back's gut and then hit Marlon Klein right behind it. The wheel post concept in the red zone against cover 4 was a master class in red zone offense. So I think that they're doing a great job. And I've seen Sprague a few times get a pancake, especially on the pull, going left. These guys are playing physical football, and that's what you want to see. The only time they've been hindered is the Fred Moore drop, and they were in a daze for a second, but they did a good job overcoming it.
Jason, your defensive observations from the first half.
They play a lot of guys, and so you're going to give up some plays because you see Josiah Edmond in there, you see Mason Curtis coming down. I say that there are multiple defense because I've seen TJ Metcalf play 3 different positions already, the same way with Jayshawn Barham and other guys as well. So this defense are going to give up some plays every now and again, but they've played lights out when it comes to all the rotation. It's a hard thing to do, to come together really fast with a lot of players playing at once.
Yeah, Jason, I agree. A lot of guys in there, a lot of different looks. They've moved multiple guys into multiple different positions. It's almost hard to get your mind around what they're trying to do defensively in a good way because it seems to be different all the time out there. That's a great option to have that as a defense, to have that kind of versatility. It's been great, and I think it's going to pay off as the season goes on. I'll tell you this, Ernest Hausman, Jayshawn Barham, and Hillman, their physicality, you can feel that. The D-line plays strong at the point of attack, and then those guys run around, and boy, do they want to hit people. And the emotional support, the emotional uplift that gives a defense, that gives a team, that's fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch all year.
All adds up to a 24-10 Michigan lead at halftime. That was the halftime show driven by Jermaine Alexis of Ann Arbor. Jack and I will be back during the SeatGeek postgame show. Doug, John, and Jason bringing the second half right after this as you listen to Wolverines football from Learfield.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No! Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Protect small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on now at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Check out the 2025 Ford F-150 Hybrid. Easy Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease an F-150 Hybrid Super Crew 4x4 for $459 a month for 36 months, with only $459 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Payment includes $1,000 summer sales event RCO cash, $2,250 trade assist, and $150 AXCD BFG open bonus cash. Offer only valid on package 302A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by September 2nd. See dealer for qualifications and details. So lease an F-150 Hybrid Super Crew 4x4 for $459 a month for 36 months during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Today's game is presented by the leaders and best at Michigan medicine. There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. To find your Michigan answer, visit MichiganAnswers.com. Wolverines, Lobos, football is back in Ann Arbor. Once again, here are the voices of Michigan football, Doug Karsh and John Jansen.
24-10, Michigan on top of New Mexico here at the Big House in the opener. We're welcoming you back to the game, brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. John Jansen, overall thoughts on the offense?
Well, Bryce Underwood passed the first test, and it's not just the numbers, but it's the situations that he was in. The offense feels like it has a rhythm, it has a plan, and that's encouraging.
The defense.
The defense, we've talked about it, the different looks that they're giving, the 4 down, the 3 down. On the interception, it was 1 down with Rayshon Benny, and TJ Guy comes away with an interception. It's the multiple looks that Wink is putting out there.
That Welcome Back was brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. It's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. Welcome to Craft. Let's go down to Jason Avant on the field. Sherrone Moore speaking to his team at halftime. What did he emphasize, Jason?
Yeah, for the offense, sustained blocks. O-line knocked them back off the ball. They will take some chances, and we can hit some big plays. For the defense, be assignment-based. Watch the misdirections and screens across the field. Make the tackles. Don't worry about the big hit. Let's be assignment pure. Wrap them up. They're slippery, and let's dominate the second half.
Second half is underway as Beckham Sunderland kicks it towards the north end zone, and it lands 6 yards deep over the head of Abraham Williams. It'll be a touchback, and it'll be New Mexico ball to start this second half. They were creeping back into it, and the biggest play of the game so far, that 3rd and 14 conversion to Channing Goodwin.
Absolute strike, and not an easy route to throw, as Jason talked to us in the first half, but the confidence of Chip Lindsey to call it and put Bryce Underwood in that situation. I mean, if things go awry, it's easy to throw an interception on that pass as much as it is a completion, and now all of a sudden, hey, you're looking at a completely different mindset going into halftime. So great call, great execution. The fact that they were able to go down and score a touchdown really changed things going into halftime.
Wolverines showing a 3-man front here as Lane takes the snap from center, hands it off to his running back Humphrey. He's got some running room across the 35 out near the 40, where he is dragged down by Mason Curtis in the Michigan secondary. Ball at the 41-yard line. Good run there for Humphrey. Yeah,
when you go with that look up front, you're going to need your linebackers to make some big plays, and just good blocking by New Mexico on that one.
1st and 10 Lobos at the Michigan, checked at their own 41-yard line. Lane in a shotgun, takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Humphrey running left. Cuts upfield at the 41-yard line, dives out to the 44, where Jair Hill brings him down.
Derek Moore's doing a nice job on the backside of that play of keeping an eye on the quarterback, making sure he still doesn't have the ball before he goes into pursuit. And up front, I mean, we talk about Ernie Hausman and Jayshawn Barham, the ability to basically go sideline to sideline and pursuit is what's really helping this rush defense.
2nd down and 7 for New Mexico. Empty backfield, 5 wide for Lane. Takes the snap. And we get a whistle and a flag, and it looks like the Lobos jumped.
False start, offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Back up the Lobos inside the 40-yard line down to the 39. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, and don't be surprised to see some happy feet for a lot of guys that are going to be opposite TJ Guy.
Lined up at that right rush edge spot for Michigan. Back to pass is Lane. Here comes the rush. Gets it off. It's tipped and incomplete. Jayshawn Barham in coverage. He was looking for Humphrey out of the backfield. And Derek Moore was in Lane's face as he delivered. He's taken some hits. Yeah. I don't believe Michigan has a sack, though, in this game, do they?
No, but nice pressure and a nice TE stunt. Trey Pierce did a nice job of driving upfield through the outside arm of that right guard, getting into the tackle. And when you do that and you possess that guard, now all of a sudden Derek Moore can come around and put a hit on the quarterback.
Shotgun for Lane on 3rd and 12. Takes the snap, back to pass. Stepping up, fires over the middle. He's got his man right at the sticks. No, the ball comes out. Michigan picks it up. They're going to say incomplete. And it was Dorian Thomas right at the 50-yard line. He got hit and the ball came out. And it'll be 4th and 12 for New Mexico. Question is, should that have been a play-on situation? Did he possess that ball long enough? Well, even if he had possessed it, it came out once he was on the ground. So,
yeah,
I don't know if it would have been a fumble under any circumstances. Mason Curtis was the man in coverage there. Hughes to punt for the Lobos, and Samaj Morgan standing on his own 12-yard line. Hughes puts his right foot into it. Samaj ranges over and will let it bounce, tell everybody to get away. It'll roll inside the 20, inside the 10, and New Mexico will down it at about the 6-yard line. And a 54-yard punt there.
More opportunity to rack up some yards on the offense.
I guess.
You got to catch all of those.
Yeah, that's another 20 yards they got of field position there when Samaj couldn't field it. 24-10, Michigan on top, 13:06 to go third quarter. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Champions Circle is the leading Michigan athletics fan engagement community. We connect fans with once-in-a-lifetime experiences, produce public and private events, offer club memberships, and operate an online retail store that features exclusive apparel, trading cards, autographs, and other memorabilia. To become a member or learn more about how you can engage with your favorite Michigan student athletes, visit championscircleUofM.com. Champions Circle, proud sponsor of University of Michigan Athletics.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear. Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Win with UMCU. Score a financial touchdown with the University of Michigan Credit Union's Go Blue checking account and get your exclusive Block M debit card for the extra point. UMCU's Go Blue checking account comes with no minimum balance, no hidden fees, and with the Block M debit card, you can show off your maize and blue wherever you go. Join today, Michigan fans. Visit umcu.org. That's umcu.org. UMCU is insured by NCUA.
Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm and proud partner of Michigan Athletics. Doug Karsh, John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. 24-10, Michigan on top. Wolverines with the football for the first time here in the second half. Inside their own 10-yard line at the 6. And I imagine that they'd like to get the run game going here in this second half. They had some big runs in this game, but probably want to get a little bit more consistency out of the run game.
We'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
Well, Nathan Afobe's in at right guard here as he's gone back and forth with Brady Norton. Bryce in a shotgun, takes the snap, and he'll throw it out of his own end zone and he'll lob it for his man. He's got Marlon Klein down the near sideline, across the 30 and out to the 33-yard line. What touch on that throw. Move the chains, and Michigan is out of the shadows of their own goalpost after that 28-yard gain.
That is, hey, I don't care what the look is. I'm throwing it to a spot. You trust me, I trust you. Go get it. And what a great touch on the ball.
Handoff up the middle to Justice Haynes as he spins twice and gets dragged down at the 36. Flag on the play. It looks like Michigan on a false start. Jason, you like that touch from Bryce Underwood?
Yeah, I like that. That was a free throw.
In the backfield, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Yeah, you call what is it, a free throw or a
darter free throw.
Darter free throw. That was a free throw.
Yeah, that was nice right there. That was some arm talent.
And the concentration by Marlon Klein to be able to haul that ball in. I mean, he had to reach out for it, and there was some hands in his field of view.
Yeah, it looks like he's ready to play this season.
Uh-huh.
That position goes from a big Idaho Sasquatch to a German soccer player.
It's second down.
Yeah, German soccer player with a southern accent.
Yeah, right. Came over and played in Natchitoches, Georgia, Reuben Gap High School.
We've heard about his athleticism. A couple spring games ago, he was highlighted by the offense, and then he's kind of lost in the shuffle with a deep tight end room, and now it's his time to shine.
Underwood takes the snap, back to pass. He'll step up in the pocket, look downfield, and fire. He's got his man over the middle, inside the 50. It's Kendrick Bell inside the 40, down to the 35, where Austin Browley brings him down. Kendrick Bell's first catch of the season in front of brother Ronnie down there on the sideline, moved the chains, and Michigan is moved into New Mexico territory.
Again, I like changing the launch point of the quarterback, get him out so he can see things. You remove half the field, but that's okay. You're talking about a freshman quarterback.
Wolverines go quickly. Underwood again will deliver, and as a Clotter drop down there, a tough catch attempt by Channing Goodwin. The throw was a little behind him, and he couldn't haul it in at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, just a little off the mark, but again, changing the launch point, giving Bryce Underwood a clear view of everything in front of him, and boy, as I see that replay, I think that one should have been hauled in.
Is that right?
Well, it was a tough catch, but he has to know that he's in zone and settle rather than keep moving.
Yeah.
Second down and 10, Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass. Has Goodwin at the 30 to the 25. Pushes forward close to the first down. Channing Goodwin and Abraham Williams forces him out of bounds, but
and they gave him the first. That's where that extra 15 pounds that Channing Goodwin put on this offseason really starting to pay off.
Now we see how he's earned that spot in the Michigan receiving corps, top of the depth chart. Andrew Marsh is in here now, the freshman. He's in a slot right. First and 10 from the New Mexico 24-yard line. Underwood claps his hands, takes the snap. Pump fakes, now will deliver far side,
look.
And Marsh wasn't looking, and that ball was almost intercepted.
Boy, if he looked,
there.
Yeah, miscommunication there. If he just looks back to the quarterback, I mean, he catches that ball, and if he makes a step inside, he might be dancing in the end zone.
That ball, Marsh turned and looked as the ball passed him.
Yeah. He's learning.
Yeah, well,
learning on the job.
Yeah, Samaj, it was one of those, hey, can we just dump it down to Samaj? And, I mean, that was the right decision by Bryce.
Everybody jammed in tight on this second and 10. They'll hand it off to Justice Haynes. Up the middle, he's got good yardage, putting his head down and plowing down to the 21-yard line. It'll be third down.
Yeah, just going back to that incompletion, that's where you really start to keep defenses on their heels. The number one option is Samaj Morgan coming out of the backfield as he came in motion. Number 2 and number 3 are down the field, but if you have a quarterback that can read a defense and see it and then make that throw, now defenses are going to be on their heels.
Third down and 6 for Michigan. They got to get the ball inside the 15-yard line. Shotgun for Bryce, back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket, delivers over the middle, and it's behind his intended receiver, Marlon Klein, who takes a hit at the 10-yard line, incomplete. And we'll see Dominic Zavada again.
You know, Doug, one of the things that we talked about in the first half as we were discussing our evaluation of it was Bryce Underwood never really put the ball at risk. That's a pass there where I believe, I mean, not only did he put his receiver at risk and Marlon Klein for a big hit, but there was a lot of congestion in there. I think that ball would have been best going somewhere else in that route tree.
Dominic Zavada, a 39-yard field goal attempt. Snap is clean. Hollenbeck's hold is good, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. Zavada went 7 for 7 from that distance a year ago. He converts here to give Michigan a 27-10 lead here with 10:19 to go, third quarter. Pretty good drive after starting on their own 6-yard line, 9 plays, 73 yards, over 2 minutes and 47 seconds. And the Wolverines lead by 17 here at the Big House. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
Hey Wolverine fans, it's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Michigan football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Michigan Wolverines. Let's go Wolverines! SeatGeek.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Players toward the end zone. Touchdown! Mario Manningham caught it on the post, and Michigan will win.
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Fogut Financial Group is the proud wealth management partner of Michigan Athletics. To celebrate, we're inviting those already retired or nearing retirement to attend our 4th annual Night Out at the Big House on Thursday, September 11th. Learn strategies for managing the risks of retirement and enjoy complimentary dinner and drinks, door prizes, and get exclusive access to tour Michigan Stadium. Just go to mgoblue.com/bighouse to sign up. That's mgoblue.com/bighouse. Limited seats are available.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything, but while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
(27-10), Michigan on top of New Mexico, 10:19 to go here. In the third quarter, Jason Avant, during halftime, I was away in the press box and I was listening to you say that is the best you've seen a freshman quarterback ever throw the football in Michigan?
Yeah.
Did I hear that correctly?
Well, yeah.
I got Chad Henne on line 1.
Yeah, Chad Henne's going to get mad at me. We're close to each other, too, so he can come to my house and beat me up if you want it. But, yeah, Chad played really well. But as far as just day one, that's what I was referring to. Day one, I haven't seen it.
Well, Underwood's looked pretty good here.
Well, he's made good decisions. The balls have been accurate. They've been on the money with, that third down pass in the 2-minute drill, hitting Goodwin again.
And Sunderland's kick will go into the end zone and out of the back of the end zone, and another touchback. Underwood, first half, here we are, third quarter, 15 of 23, 211 yards, and 1 touchdown. And John, something you emphasize, and only put the ball really in danger one time. And the sack he took, he got dragged down from behind, but it was ball security was key there.
Yeah, I mean, the whole goal of offense is that no matter what, you want to pick up first downs, you want to score touchdowns, but after every snap, the ball needs to be in your possession. Yeah. If it's not, it's a major loss and a major concern. He's done a nice job of protecting the football.
First and 10 for the Lobos from their own 25-yard line, trailing 27-10 here. Jack Lane in a shotgun, takes the snap, going to deliver. He's got his man in the slot at the 30, and out near the 34 is Ziel Smith, a freshman from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, you see Ernie Hausman ripping at the ball there. There's been a huge emphasis this fall camp to create more turnovers, and we saw that interception by TJ Guy, and interceptions is certainly one of them, but when a ball is completed or if you're running the ball, first guy's got to wrap them up, make the tackle. Second, third, all those other guys that get there, you're punching, you're tugging, you're trying to get that ball out any way you possibly can, and it's a great example by Ernie on that one.
Second down and 1, Lane's back to pass. Here comes the rush, and down he goes. He gets drilled by Jason Barham, who picks it up, scoops it, and scores it. Jason Barham with the sack, the fumble, and does all the work himself as he'll take it in for a Michigan touchdown.
I hope that stands.
Well, I think that ball was clearly coming out.
Was it out?
I think it was.
What a play.
He did all the work himself.
I don't know if that team over me or just me.
The ruling of a touchdown is under review.
Now we're going to see if the ball did not come out before Lane hit the ground. That's the only question, right?
Yeah, I thought he hit the ground, but I'm not sure.
Well, Jay-Sean's being given the turnover buffs on the sideline. We'll see if they'll take him away. But that was a blitz from the right side.
Well, you got TJ and Jay-Sean lined up.
That's going to be close. The ball was in Lane's right hand.
I think
when he gets hit, and it might not have dislodged until he hit the ground. And looking at the replay, yeah, I think this is unfortunately not going to stand. And we watch another replay. Yeah, he's on the ground with control of the football. It's when Barham's weight landed on him, ball came out.
But we've been talking about all the different looks, and whether it's 3 down or 5 down, 4 down, Jay-Sean lines up on the same side as TJ Guy. They double pinch, and it's just like, at the tackle position, if you put TJ on the guard, now you got the tackle one-on-one at a disadvantaged position because they line Jay-Sean so far outside. That's one of the creative things that Wink can do with such a talented group of linebackers.
Yeah, this one's most likely going to come back, but it will go in the books as a sack for Jay-Sean Barham. And Lane took a serious hit. During this review, he's over there seeing if he can, how many fingers am I holding up, right?
Yeah. Give him some smelling salts.
The backup is James Lobstein, who was in this quarterback battle right until the end, a transfer from Suffolk County Community College.
The thing about bringing Jay-Sean off the edge is just his closing speed. It's quick off the line of scrimmage.
After review, personal foul, targeting, defense number 1, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down, number 1 is disqualified.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. What a turn of events.
Wow. I got to tell you, it looked to me like you have to be the crown of the helmet, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that his face mask? It was his face mask, not the crown of his helmet.
Yeah, but it's also a helmet-to-helmet contact.
Well, that takes 7 points off the board, and it takes Jay-Sean Barham off the field, not only for tonight, but for the first half next week against Oklahoma.
Yeah. I think it's any forcible contact over the head and neck, no? Or maybe that's the NFL.
Well, this is a 15-yard penalty that will take the ball out to the 49-yard line. Wow. That looks like face mask to helmet. And Michigan will be contacting the Big Ten about this one. 1st and 10 for New Mexico from the 49-yard line. Handoff. It is up the middle and going nowhere. The running back Humphrey. Maybe give him a yard. Scott Trey Humphrey. Wow.
Wow, that's a huge turn of event. I didn't even think that was what they were looking at.
Lane did stay in the game, by the way.
So now, this goes to the depth of that linebacker position.
Yep.
Jay-Sean's out. All of a sudden, hey, Cole Sullivan, Jimmy Rolder, got to step up and play.
It's Rolder in there now. 2nd down and 9 for New Mexico. Shotgun back to pass his Lane. Here comes Hausman on a blitz, hits him as he releases it, throws it up for grabs. It's tipped and incomplete. There were 2 receivers down there and 4 defensive backs. And that was a true definition of a jump ball. I think Lane just wanted to get rid of it before he got drilled by blitzing Ernest Hausman.
Yeah, I mean, Ernie was coming from depth, too, and I'm going to sound like a broken record probably all year long, but the speed of this linebacking group, I don't know that you're going to find a group of linebackers across the country that are faster or deeper than this group is.
3rd down and 9 for New Mexico. The ball is on the 50-yard line. Michigan leading 27-10, 8:43 to go here, third quarter. Jack Lane, quarterback, back to pass. He's going to roll out to his right, looking downfield. He'll fire, and diving attempt by the receiver, and they're going to say yes, it's caught at the 30 for a first down by Michael Buckley. TJ Metcalf was the man in coverage there. Gain of 20 yards on 3rd and long. New Mexico quickly goes to the line of scrimmage. I think they don't want Michigan to take a look at this one.
I think it's a catch. I don't think they need to take a look at it.
Handoff up the middle. Humphrey, he's buried as he gets across the 30 down to the 28-yard line for a gain of 2. Jair Hill leading the Michigan tacklers.
Jair's done a good job this fall of that transition between, when the run play is, when the pass play is, reading the quarterback's eyes, reading the flow of the offense to be able to make that decision. Do I come up and support the run?
2nd down and 7 for New Mexico from the Michigan 27-yard line. Empty backfield for Lane. 3 receivers split to the right, 2 to the left. Takes the snap. Quick pass. Complete and dropped immediately by Jimmy Rolder. Is DJ McKinney, who got a yard, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down for the Lobos.
Well, the defense is going to have to regroup. That's a huge loss, and it's a huge turn of events. Losing Jay Sean, not having the sack, not having the fumble or the touchdown, but you got to regroup. This is where your leaders got to step up and really start to make a stand.
New Mexico's converted a 3rd down and 10 on this drive. Now they're looking at 3rd down and 6 at the Michigan 26-yard line. Trailing by 17. Back to pass is Lane. Sets up a screen, and this one's going to get the first down across the 20. And battling inside the 15 is the tight end Dorian Thomas before Ernest Hausman brings him down. A well-designed play, a lot of running room there for Thomas. Move the chains again, and another 3rd down conversion for New Mexico. (27-10), Michigan on top. Clock running, 6.5 to go, third quarter.
It's an opportunity for somebody to step up and make a play.
Lane in a shotgun. Humphrey in the backfield next to him. 1st and 10, takes the snap. Rolls to his right, delivers. He's got Thomas, who's going to be dropped by Jimmy Rolder for a loss of a yard, maybe 2. Talk about closing speed there for Jimmy Rolder, who's going to see a lot of snaps now with Jayshawn Barham ejected for targeting.
Well, they're trying to overload the secondary. They put 3 receivers to one side, line 2 up there, brought 1 over in motion, and they're trying to make Michigan make a decision. Are they going to, try and go downfield with 2 guys running a post and another guy running a seam, or are they going to hit that receiver in the backfield? Jimmy did a nice job of reading it and closing in and making an open field tackle.
2nd and 12 with the ball on the Michigan 18-yard line. Empty backfield for Lane, who's back to pass. Flag is down. Delivers on a slant route short of his intended receiver, Smith. Incomplete. But we await to see this flag. It looks like Michigan might have lined up in the neutral zone.
Offside in the neutral zone at the snap. Defense number 8. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
As Derek Moore tried to time the snap. Stepped into the neutral zone.
And this is where, Derek knows better than that. You got to know where you're lined up. And you can't give an offense who has now gained a little bit of momentum free 5 yards, extra snaps.
2nd and 7 for New Mexico. Lane takes the snap, handoff to Humphrey up the middle down to the 10. And he's stacked up there for a short gain. It'll be 3rd down. Some pushing and shoving after the play there. No flags. It'll be 3rd down and 3 here. Maybe 3rd and 4.
Ernie mixing it up a little bit. They're going to have to refocus.
Ernie took a push from Richard Pierce, the senior captain. Who then backed out of there trying to look very innocent.
Yeah. Yeah.
3rd down and 4 now. Wolverines with a late substitution. And they're going to have to take a timeout. Michigan with too many men on the field. Quite sure what happened there.
Timeout, Michigan, their first of the half.
Trey Williams ran on late, and Sharon said, no, let's take the timeout.
A lot of jawing going on between the O and D line.
4:49 to go, 3rd quarter. We'll have this key 3rd down play. When we continue, this is Michigan football from Learfield.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Here's Charles Woodson, Michigan legend.
As a young man, I gave my all to the Wolverines, making history, earning a Heisman Trophy, and now I'm back. Introducing Woodson Whiskey, the first spirit sponsor in school history, crafted with the same passion and excellence that defined my career. Woodson Bourbon Whiskey, where legacy meets excellence. Go blue and go Woodson Whiskey. Cheers, and please drink responsibly.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Don't miss your chance to see Michigan men's and women's soccer this season. The action's already underway as the Wolverines push for a Big Ten title and a spot in the NCAA tournament. It's a great opportunity to bring your family to a game or to get together with friends as tickets start at just $8. Head to mgoblue.com/tickets. Check out both team schedules, learn about some great promotions, and secure your seats. That's mgoblue.com/tickets to enjoy Michigan soccer this season.
We're on the air for the season opener. It's Michigan and New Mexico live from the Big House. Today's game is presented by the leaders and best at Michigan medicine. There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. To find your Michigan answer, visit michigananswers.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Third down and 4 for New Mexico at the Michigan 10-yard line, trailing 27-10. You have to wonder if this is 4-down territory for the Lobos. Coming out of the timeout, it's a pistol formation. Lane in a shotgun, going to roll to his right, looking, and delivers to his receiver, who's got it at the 5 and forward for the first down is their running back, Deshaun Buchanan, out of the backfield. First and goal, New Mexico at the Michigan 5-yard line.
Fresh set of downs at the 5. Michigan's going to have to bow up down here. And they've gone with the big group again. Oh, they're going to take out Trey Pierce.
Mason Curtis comes into the secondary. First and goal from the 5. They got Lobstein in at quarterback here. He'll clap his hands, take the snap, go quarterback draw up the middle, get it down to the 2, and reach forward to the 1, and that's where he is stopped. Ernest Hausman on the stop for Michigan. Second and goal from the 1. Clock running, 3:45 to go, third quarter.
Yeah, and down here, it really all becomes about pad level. Didn't like the pad level on that first down play there for the Michigan defense. Too much push. And that's not something with these guys up front, whether it's Trey Williams, Rayshon Benny, Trey Pierce, Damon Payne. All of these guys are built to be able to stop the run.
Lobstein continues at quarterback. Pistol formation, takes the snap, goes QB run, gets hit in the backfield, and he'll go nowhere. Penetration there He'll lose a yard, maybe 2, back to the 3-yard line. Wow.
Great job by TJ Metcalf.
TJ Metcalf and Damon Payne.
Damon Payne got the penetration, and TJ Metcalf was just screaming off the edge.
3rd and goal from the 3. Lobstein comes out, and Jack Lane goes back in at quarterback. Wolverines will sub a member of the secondary in for a defensive lineman. They'll go nickel coverage here on 3rd and goal from the 3. Lane in a shotgun. Surveys the Michigan defense, takes the snap, back to pass, going to fire, and it's incomplete. There's a flag on the play. Jair Hill in coverage. And now there's some jawing between Jair and Keegan Johnson, the intended receiver, but that's going to be a pass interference in the end zone.
Pass interference, defense number 20. The foul occurred in the end zone. It's 1st and goal from the 2-yard line.
Did that ball get tipped at the line of scrimmage? Because if it did,
yeah, I mean,
you can't have a PI. It looked like one of the Wolverines defenders got a big paw up there.
I don't think so. I didn't see the ball. It never. I mean, it was a tight spiral. It never seemed to change direction.
Well, it's 1st and goal from the 2 for New Mexico. They get more cracks at it. 3 receivers split out wide left. Lane in a shotgun, takes the snap. Looking, he's going to fire far side. He's got a man out there, and it's caught, but was he inbounds? They say no. Out of bounds.
Great job by Jaden Mangum to be able to push him out of bounds.
Dorian Thomas, the big tight end, the intended receiver, a transfer from Arizona. Pretty good player. Was that him that just limped off?
I believe so. But, I mean, without that hit, he probably comes down inbounds. So, nice job by Mangum of pushing him out of the back of the end zone before he could get his feet on the ground.
2:29 to go now, 3rd quarter. And they've gone back to Lobstein at quarterback. Snap, quarterback run, nothing there. He gets hit in the hole and driven backwards. Looks like he lost a yard. Jason Eck was trying to get a timeout. And maybe he saw that one was doomed, and the Wolverines have forced a 3rd and goal from the 3.
Jason, I'm not sure if you can see it from down there, but what's the key? TJ Metcalf is coming screaming off the edge on both of those that were kept by the quarterback. I'm not sure if it's a call blitz or if he's reading something, but he is reading it quick.
Yeah, no, he has the outside gap there, and if nobody's going to block him, he's taking it.
Jack Lane back in at quarterback for this 3rd down and 3 from the Michigan 3-yard line. As he'll take the snap, roll out, under pressure, lobs it back of the end zone, and caught. Touchdown. Dorian Thomas, the tight end, took it in the back of the end zone to cut the Michigan lead to 27-16. Well, they got 6 cracks at it from inside the 5.
Yeah. That's just a nice ball. I mean, sometimes the team makes a play. That's a nice ball, nice route. And there's nothing that Michigan could have done in the secondary.
Yeah, Dom Nichols was on him right away, too. This was a great play by the quarterback.
Drzwicki on for the extra point. Snap is clean, hold is good, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 15 plays, 75 yards, over 8 minutes and 39 seconds, and the Michigan lead is trimmed to 10, 27-17.
And it all started, obviously, with that Jayshon Barham ejection. The momentum shifted unbelievably, and now the Michigan offense is going to have to find a way to respond.
Minute 40 to go, 3rd quarter. Wolverines leading at 27-17, and they'll get the football back. But first, let's go back to the update desk for our guy, Rob Joyce. Rob?
Hey, Doug, obviously a busy week 1 in the Big Ten. Going on right now, though, just one game USC handling its business against FCS Missouri State. 56-13. A bunch of finals, most notably Ohio State, a 14-7 win over Texas early this afternoon in Columbus. Other finals saw Penn State Cruz passed Nevada 46-11. Indiana defeated Old Dominion 27-14. Maryland East passed Florida Atlantic 39-7. Purdue snapped an 11-game losing streak, 31-0 blanking of Ball State. Northwestern, the only team to lose thus far in the Big Ten, 23-3 at the hands of Tulane. Then a couple of easy wins over FCS foes. Oregon 59-13 over Montana State. Iowa 34-7 victors over Albany. Creeping closer to our final two games of the night, top of the hour, UCLA and Utah meet at the Rose Bowl. Washington hosts Colorado. Again, both of those kick at 11. One notable national score, 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, Clemson and LSU tied at 10 as LSU just tied things up after missing a couple of chances in the first half. Florida State, the notable victory earlier today, upsetting Alabama 31-17. That's your check of scores. We'll recap the entire day in college football, get to the highlights of our game, and get post-game reaction all on the SeatGeek post-game show. For now, back to the big house, guys.
Doug Karch, John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. Brian Bush, who pregame, halftime, and post. Regarding the Jayshawn Barham hit, we were having you do a little research on the possibility of appealing that call.
Yeah, because obviously the big storyline would be, as it stands right now, Jayshawn Barham would be suspended for the first half of next week's game in Oklahoma. Back in 2022, the NCAA added a process for appealing those first half suspensions a week later. The conference would have to submit that request on behalf of Michigan to the NCAA's National Coordinator of Officials. That individual would review the play, and if it is, quote, obvious that a player was incorrectly penalized for targeting, the call would be overturned and the player would be cleared to play in the first half of the next game. Trying to do a quick search as to how common that is. It's, according to an Athletic article late last season, it has worked for a team about a handful of times, they said. More common at the FCS level or lower because replay isn't as common. So an uphill climb, but certainly worth Michigan and the Big Ten trying with such a big game next week.
Interesting. Well, we will be following that storyline. Of course, they won't have Jayshawn for the rest of this game, and there's still work to be done.
Yeah. And now it's up to the offense to respond.
The lead is 10, and Andrew Marsh is back to field this kickoff at the 5. Across the 10 to the 15, hesitates across the 20, takes a big hit at the 21-yard line, and he is dropped right there. And we get some pushing and shoving. A Michigan player is over there in the New Mexico bench. And they'll fish him out of there, and Bryce Underwood and the offense will take over again.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see how Chip Lindsey starts this drive out. Are they going to try and chip away and try and establish the run again? Or are they going to allow Bryce to do what he's done in the last, since that 2-minute drill? He's been very good and very accurate throwing the ball, and if not for, Andrew Marsh not looking back, we could be talking about a different situation right now.
Jordan Marshall in the backfield next to Bryce Underwood. We're on this 1st and 10, takes the snap. We'll hand it off to Marshall, running right. He bounces outside, 25-30. Flag is down, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 34-yard line. But this is in the neighborhood of holding.
Holding. Offense, number 54.
Yeah.
10-yard penalty. First down.
Just got his hands outside. Got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Anytime you're front side, you don't have to be perfect, but if you get your hand outside the framework of the body or outside the numbers, chances are you're going to get called.
So it's 1st down and 20 now. The ball backed up to the 11-yard line. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. He'll roll out to his left and fire. Channing Goodwin threw his hands at the 18-yard line and incomplete. And he took a big hit.
Yeah, ball was just a little bit high. Had to go up for it. Took a shot in the ribs. Hopefully it's just the air knocked out of him.
He'll come out of the game, and Fred Moore will go in. 2nd down and 20 for Michigan.
Well, the protection for this Michigan offensive line has been pretty solid throughout the course of the game. They've done a nice job of handing off TE stunts, and this is generally where it's happened on 2nd down.
Underwood takes a snap, back to pass, sets up a screen play to Marlon Klein across the 15, out near the 20, and he gets most of the penalty yardage back, but it'll be 3rd and long.
Jason, knowing what you've known from the offense right now, where are you looking to go with this ball down the field?
based on before, if they're going to be aggressive, you're going to see some type of over the middle, either like a deep cross or dagger type of concept. We'll see how much they trust him in this situation.
3rd down and 13. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, avoids the rush, gets it out to his emergency valve, and that is Jordan Marshall out of the backfield, and he will be dropped well short of first down yardage at about the 24-yard line. So the holding penalty costly, and Michigan will go 3 and out.
Good decision there by Bryce.
It was a good decision. It was nice to be able to escape the pocket, extend the play, get the ball out of his hands, not put the ball at risk. The problem is the protection broke down, and you know that they're going to be bringing pressure on 3rd down. And it felt like the offensive line just didn't have their eyes in the right place.
Hudson Holland back on to punt. As he'll put his left foot into it and get off a good one. It's Darius Brown signaling for a fair catch, and he'll make it at the 40-yard line. And now there's more pushing and shoving after the play.
Yeah, boy, I didn't expect this game to get this chippy, but it is. Now it comes down to control.
Well, there's just 10 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter, and the Wolverines leading this one 27-17. And New Mexico won't go away.
That's the same thing they did last year against Oregon. Well, it wasn't New Mexico, but it was a Jason Eck coach team in Idaho.
Yep.
They just refused to go away.
And the Wolverines now having to continue without one of their defensive leaders in Jason Barham. But Jimmy Rolder, healthy for the first time in a long time. He'll get a lot of critical snaps here. Late in the 3rd quarter, New Mexico's got it. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Handoff running left is Humphrey, and he's dropped in the backfield immediately. In fact, he will lose 3 yards. Derek Moore, or check that, Cameron Brandt. Number 9, not number 8, was the man. Credit him with a TFL. And it'll be 2nd down and 13 as 3rd quarter turns to 4th here in Ann Arbor. Listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and streaming on the Sirius XM app. 27-17, we'll have 4th quarter action when we continue. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
Multi-Platinum Fury. 3 days grace. Friday, September 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort with special guests I Prevail, plus Return to Dust. Tickets start at $31 and are on sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. Showtime 7 p.m. The Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series rages on with 3 days grace, I Prevail, and Return to Dust. September 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
This is your home for the Hometown Call, the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
We just kind of knew from the beginning that we were family.
They showcased a sense of love that I never had before. I mean, he's not only my parent, he's like my best friend.
At the end of the day, it's all been worth it. I wouldn't change a thing about our lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
And Jason Avant back at the Big House, Michigan leading New Mexico 27-17. As we're about to get the 4th quarter underway. Through 3 quarters, Michigan with 358 yards of total offense to 180 for New Mexico. And the Wolverines freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood, 17 of 26 for 223 yards and a touchdown. The 223 yards passing by Bryce Underwood in his debut eclipses the record for a freshman starter in their debut, held by Tate Forcier, who threw for 179 yards in his first start. Bryce is well past that.
Bryce has done really well. And here's the thing about the defense. Wink keeps switching things up. And what I mean by that is, and we talked about this, T.J. Metcalf coming off the edge down there in the goal line. New Mexico eventually scored, but Cameron Brandt crashing down. And when you go nickel personnel, you have to be able to still stop the run off of some of those looks. You need a T.J. Metcalf. Last year it was Zeke Berry. I know he has that skill set. Before that it was Mikey Samerstill. Guys that can still play a linebacker position and fill those responsibilities. And right now T.J. is doing that.
Second down and 13 for New Mexico from their own 38-yard line. They trail by 10 here. First play of quarter number 4. And they'll go empty set with Jack Lane in a shotgun. Surveys the Michigan defense, takes the snap, back to pass, delivers over the middle. It's batted in the air, and Lane comes down with it and gets what he can, which is back to the line of scrimmage and out to the 40. That ball was deflected, and he hauled it in traffic. Was able to get a couple of yards out of it.
So he gets a pass and a completion out of it,
and
a reception.
Yep. Can't tell. Maybe it was Eno Etta that got the PBU.
Yeah, and so what they're doing right now is they're finally starting to get some pressure on Jack Lane by only rushing 4. Both Jimmy Rolder and Ernie Hausman dropped on that. They showed a little bit of blitz, dropped out.
There's a gain of 2, so it's third down and 11. Lane will go handoff. Running right is DJ McKinney, and he gets to the 41, out to the 42 for a gain of 3, which will set up a fourth down and long.
Boy, I tell you what, Cam Brandt at the point of attack is doing a really nice job of taking on the offensive tackle and being able to shed the block and make a play. He's so strong at that edge position.
And New Mexico is going to leave the offense on the field in their own territory, looking at a 4th and 9. Wow.
Well, antenna's got to go up.
Huge play here. Shotgun, back to pass is Lane. Here comes the rush. He throws it deep down the middle. He's got a man out there, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Brandon Hillman at the 20-yard line. And it would have been better if he just batted that one down, because that essentially serves as a punt. But Michigan's defense gets the stop nonetheless.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's probably what the concept was. Hey, let's just throw it deep. If we complete it, maybe the ball gets batted around. We can come down with a reception, but
maybe get a PI.
Yeah, Zahil Smith, number 0, was at first down yardage in the middle of that defense, totally wide open. I'm not really sure what Jack was looking at. Jack Lane, their quarterback, but he must have just been instructed, hey, you throw it to the deepest guy.
Well, he saw Ernest Hausman coming at him. That's what he saw.
Yeah. It is hard to survey the defense when you got a linebacker breathing down your neck.
Michigan football from their own 20, 1st and 10 for Bryce Underwood. Takes the snap, will fire to Samaj Morgan. He's got it across the 20 on a wide receiver screen, out to the 25, showing some strength, out to the 26. Call it the 27-yard line, where he has dropped a gain of 7 on first down.
I really like the placement of that ball. And Jason, let me ask you this. How difficult is that when a receiver's running away from you? I know you weren't a quarterback, but you were on the receiving end of those a lot. It's not an easy pass to make.
No, it isn't an easy pass, but those guys, well, a guy like Bryce, he makes it look easy putting on his front number there.
Yeah.
Second down and 3. Underwood takes the snap, handoff to Justice Haynes up the middle. He dives forward across the 30, I believe. Good for the first down. Indeed it is a Michigan first down. Clock running, 12:49 to go. The Wolverines up 10.
Don't be surprised at some point on some of these read options that we see Bryce actually keep the ball. I know they've been handing it off all day long, but Bryce in the open field is a dynamic player, and they're starting to crash down. And at some point, Bryce is going to hold that ball and go for a big run.
Now they've got a full house backfield with both Marshall and Haynes in there. They'll put Haynes in motion. Snap, hand off to Marshall across the 30, out to the 33-yard line, where he is stacked up for a short gain on first down.
I'd take 3 yards on first down on a play like that. Keep the defense honest.
It'll be second down and 7 for Michigan. Inside of 12 minutes left in the ballgame.
Well, we talk about the response, and so far the response for this Michigan offense has been hey, we're going to run the ball right down your throat. We got to find a way to continue to move the chains.
Snap. Underwood, play action, will fire near side. He's got Donovan Cully at the 40, good for a first down. He finds the Indiana transfer for a gain of 7 and a Michigan first down just across the 40.
There are just some key moments where Chip Lindsey is dialing up a couple of great routes and trusting that Bryce Young is going to make the right read, go to the right receiver, and be accurate with the throw.
He's also trusting Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, who did I say?
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
It's all right.
Sorry, wrong level.
First and 10, Michigan from the 40-yard line. Underwood takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. It's Justice Haynes across the 40 to the 50. Now down the near sideline. 40, 35, foot race, 20, 15, 10. Justice Haynes wrangled down. Is he in? They're going to say down at the 1-yard line.
Wow. He does have some great open field. Oh. Ooh, that's close.
Do you think he might be in? A gain of 58, and Michigan quickly to line of scrimmage. Snap, handoff, and we get a whistle, and I think we're going to get this one reviewed.
Prior to the snap, the previous play is under review.
Maybe it's a 59-yard run by Justice Haynes.
I think he's in.
Well, that run,
his knee didn't hit the ground in that shot.
It's the second one, and right now, as it stands, Justice Haynes has 14 carries for 158 yards.
Which breaks the record held by Chris Evans for the most yards gained on the ground in their Michigan debut. Evans went for 112 yards against Hawaii back in 2016. This would put Haynes at 158, maybe 157, maybe 158.
I think Jason's right.
And it would be his third rushing touchdown.
Yes.
And a huge blow in New Mexico's chances in this game.
John, back in the day, the referees would call that a touchdown no matter what. I don't know what happened to these officials.
Yeah, they've all gone soft.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Reward the kid. Come on.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's first and goal.
Of course. And Jayshon Barham has been ejected again.
They re-ejected him?
Yes.
This crew, the fans here have been raining booze down ever since that play.
Yeah, and rightfully so. But it's and I know why Michigan got up there. Everybody was probably wondering, well, why don't you let them review it? Well, that New Mexico defense is reeling. Get up there, run a play. If you can't gain 1 yard, then, I mean, you don't deserve this game. This is mano-a-mano, and our O-line is just going to dominate your D-line.
Jumbo O-line with Blake Frazier in there now for Michigan. First and goal from the 1. Snap, handoff to Haynes, who burrows into the end zone for a Michigan touchdown. Third rushing touchdown, and the Wolverines take a 33-17 lead.
And I don't know if Jerome Moore, I don't know where that one came from, but I got to imagine Jerome Moore may have suggested to Chip Lindsey, hey, let's run this one right down their throats.
Wow, and that he actually ended up riding right behind Blake Frazier into the end zone. So your old teammate Steve, his boy did well there.
He did. Good pad level. And I'll give Steve a call a little bit later, and we'll analyze his performance on that play.
Extra point, Dominic Zabata is on. Clean snap, clean hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. 6 plays, 80 yards. Over 3 minutes and 16 seconds, that 1-yard Justice Haynes touchdown run brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Wolverines leading at 34-17 here in the 2025 season opener from the Big House. We will continue. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Nothing says home like Aunt Millie's. Whether it's in your cupboard, at your local Meijer, or even at the Big House. From pregame breakfast, tailgate sliders, or postgame victory food, Aunt Millie's is baking memories from their family to yours. Pick up all your Aunt Millie's favorites at your local store, or grab a hot dog or hamburger at the Big House to see what we're all about. Aunt Millie's, closer to home.
Any true Wolverine knows you're a Wolverine for life. At Greenleaf Trust, we believe in that same lifelong commitment. With a 99% client retention rate, our relationships span generations, just like your loyalty to the Maize and Blue. We specialize in goals-based wealth management, trust administration, and retirement plan services for today and generations to come. Because staying true isn't just a Michigan tradition, it's our tradition too. Learn more at greenleaftrust.com and go Blue.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Grand Traverse Resort and Spa presents the 30-second radio hour.
Looks like I found my true north.
Your true north is in the water hazard?
It's not where my shots fly, Bob. It's how my spirit soars when I'm up here.
Discover your true north moment on the 3 championship courses of Grand Traverse Resort and Spa.
Bob, lend me a ball?
No. Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. No truer north.
Doug Karsh, John Jansen back in the big house. 34-17, Michigan on top of New Mexico. 10-14 to go here in the fourth quarter. Justice Haynes now 3 touchdown runs and 159 yards rushing.
That's a nice pickup for the Wolverine program.
It really is. Do you think he's glad to get out of Alabama where they lost today to Florida State?
Yeah, I think so. There's going to be a lot of questions down in Tuscaloosa, and I'm sure they've already started.
When Kalen DeBoer took that job, I was like, you went from being the king of the Pacific Northwest to have to follow the man.
Saban. Yeah.
That's a tall task, and you can leverage Alabama against Washington, get a lifetime contract out of it. He just played for a national championship, but there's going to be some hand-wringing. Fans in the SEC don't overreact, do they?
Yeah, I don't know. And I haven't taken a look at that LSU Clemson score recently, but with everything that's been going on, the issue that they're having right now is the buyouts. We've talked about this. I mean, it's $60 million buyout if
that's
LSU.
Players. In this day and age, that's $60 million worth of players. Yeah. Kickoff went into the end zone. The ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line. $10-14 to go. The Wolverines up 17 here in Ann Arbor. 4-man front, laying in a shotgun with an empty backfield. Takes the snap. Inside handoff to Damon Bankston, who's across the 25 out to the 28-yard line. Gain of 3 on first down.
And you got to imagine, with the clock ticking down, with now just exactly 10 minutes left in this game, down 17 points, they're not going to be running the ball off tackle very frequently. And Michigan is lining up as such. They've only got 3 bigs up front. Now they got 4 with Dom in there.
Cole Sullivan's in at linebacker. Also, Jaden Sanders, the freshman defensive back. 2nd down and 7. Laying in a shotgun, empty backfield. Quick wide receiver screen, it's dropped. Michael Buckley was out there, and he put it on the carpet. It'll be 3rd and long for the Lobos.
It's an opportunity for that defensive front. One of my keys to the game was how they're going to generate pressure. And we've seen Ernie Hausman put pressure on. Obviously, TJ Guy with the sack. Jay Sean had some pressure. Now we need to see some of these guys one-on-one matchups. What are you going to do to win your one-on-one matchup?
Also, Nate Marshall's in there, the true freshman edge rusher. Oak Park, Illinois. Back to passes lane on this 3rd and long. Wide receiver screen again across the 30. Out to the 35 is Keegan Johnson, and he's dragged down with first down yardage at the 37-yard line by Jaden Sanders.
Got to find a way to gang tackle. And when you're dropping 7 into coverage and only rushing 4, should be plenty of defensive backs that can come to your aid.
4-man front for Michigan. First and 10, Lane back to pass. Going to fire it to his tight end, Thomas, who's knocked out of bounds right in front of the Michigan bench at the 43-yard line by Brandon Hillman. Gain of 6 on first down.
Well, Eno and Dom Nichols on one side. I wouldn't be surprised to see Eno does a really nice job of working some of those games. To see maybe a TE stunt to try and generate a little bit of pressure from this right defensive side.
4-man front for Michigan. Shotgun, back to pass is Lane. He's going to roll out to his right, looking downfield. Now he's going to run 45, 50 into Michigan territory, and he's dragged down at the 46-yard line. Move the chains again. Ernest Hausman on the stop. 8:16 to go. Michigan up 17. Mexico going quickly. Michigan might have too many men on the field. Lane takes the snap, turns and hands it off to Bankston up the middle across the 45 down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 5 on first down. Jimmy Roller on the stop. Bankston last year at Weber State, over 1,100 yards rushing.
And with the tempo that New Mexico's playing with right now, there's not a chance for Michigan to make any substitutions.
Lane takes the snap, back to pass, steps up in the pocket and delivers. Got his man Buckley at the 25, 20. Escapes one tackler and down to the 17-yard line. First down into the Michigan red zone.
He didn't gain much after first contact, but there were at least 2 missed tackles. That's something Sharon had talked about in the pregame, is we don't want to have a lot of missed tackles. We want to take our shots at guys, but you got to make sure that you wrap up and bring them down.
It's receiver Michael Buckley on the roster. It says he's from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. I know they have a high school football program down there. First and 10 from the Michigan 17-yard line. Shotgun for Lane. Takes the snap. Back to pass. He's going to step up. Lob one towards the end zone. This is a jump ball, and it is intercepted. Who pulled that down? Was it Cole Sullivan?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it Mason Curtis?
I think it was Cole Sullivan.
Sullivan, yep, Sullivan.
There you go. Cole Sullivan, the sophomore out of Pittsburgh. Boy, did they rave about him all camp. And he's going to be an important player if Jayshawn Barham is out next week. A jump ball, and the linebacker, Cole Sullivan, came down with it at the 3-yard line. It was dropped right there, and that's where Michigan will take over.
And the importance of that one was the fact that, hey, it was the pressure up front, and Jack Lane got hit just as he was throwing it by Marshall.
Nate Marshall, the freshman. So a couple of young players making a play there. It'll be Michigan football when we continue. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on now at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Check out the 2025 Ford F-150 Hybrid. Easy Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease an F-150 Hybrid Super Crew 4x4 for $459 a month for 36 months, with only $459 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Payment includes $1,000 Summer Sales Event RCO cash, $2,250 Trade Assist, and $150 AXCD BFG Open Bonus Cash. Offer only valid on Package 302A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by September 2nd. See dealer for qualifications and details. So lease an F-150 Hybrid Super Crew 4x4 for $459 a month for 36 months during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Kohl's has the back-to-school styles that'll spoil them at prices that'll spoil you, from jeans and tees to sneakers and more, which means you can do it all without overdoing your budget when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. All right, John, you ready for tonight's attendance?
Yes.
Tonight's home attendance presented by Aunt Millie's. Today's attendance, 110,648, the 324th consecutive crowd of more than 100,000 fans at Michigan Stadium. That's another great home attendance presented by Aunt Millie's. Nothing says home like Aunt Millie's, whether it's pregame breakfast, tailgate sliders, or postgame comfort food. Aunt Millie's is baking memories from their family to yours. You can pick up all your Aunt Millie's favorites at your local Meijer Aunt Millie's closer to home.
Yes.
Missed a play there. Wolverines get 3 yards.
Yeah, and it was Jordan Marshall
Thank
right
you.
up the middle. And the best part about that is they were using the snap count, trying to get free 5 out of New Mexico. It didn't happen. Everybody held their water. And now all they wanted was a little bit of room so that they can work the offense a little bit more. Got out just the 6-yard line.
2nd down and 7 for Michigan. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Marshall, who will dive forward close to the 7-yard line. Gain of 1. It'll set up 3rd down. 6:11 to go in the ball game. Michigan up 34-17.
No, and we're starting to see this offensive line. They only gained a yard on that one, but on that original play, they came off the ball low. I'd like to see them. I would expect to see a pass here from Bryce, but on some of these 1st and 2nd down runs, got to remember pad level.
3rd down and 6 for Michigan. Underwood in a shotgun. Back to pass. Going to deliver to Marlon Klein at the 10, out to the 11-yard line, short of the sticks. And with 5.5 to go and Michigan up 17, they will likely be inclined to punt here.
And that's just another one. We talked about it in the first half. You come up a yard shy on your route, you got to know where the sticks are. Run your route so that when you catch the ball, you're at the sticks.
So Hudson Hollenbach will be standing in his own end zone for this punt. Good snap. Michael Buckley is deep. Standing on his own 45-yard line. Buckley makes a fair catch back at the 44-yard line, and that's where New Mexico will take over with 4:53 to go in the ball game after a 45-yard Hudson Hollenbach punt. We got a timeout here, getting late here in Ann Arbor. Michigan up 17. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the field, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
If you haven't listened to the Defend the Block podcast, here's what you've been missing.
Liv Olson here with us.
People coach recruits, and she wants to build a strong culture, and then that helps fit into the little puzzle of our chemistry and playing well together. So I think it wasn't as hard as people thought it was going to be for us to mesh.
Defend the Block, covering Michigan basketball all year long on MGO Blue Podcasts. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you interested in a career in metals and plastics distribution? Join the Alro team. Alro Steel and Alro Plastics have over 3,000 teammates in 80 locations covering 16 states. At Alro, you will receive extensive upfront training with many opportunities for advancement. Our core values include loyalty, honesty, and integrity. We offer competitive compensation and an excellent benefits package. Apply today at careers.alro.com.
Today's game is presented by the leaders and best at Michigan medicine. There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. To find your Michigan answer, visit MichiganAnswers.com. Wolverines, Lobos. Now let's return to Michigan Stadium for more of the action.
It's time to spotlight today's best in the game, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. John, what do you got?
Well, it's got to be Justice Haynes, 15 yards, 15 carries, 159 yards, so it's just over 10 yards per carry. And on the backs of, his first touchdown, that was 56 yards, had a 59-yard run, set up his third touchdown. It's been a great performance by him. And one of the things you love is it's the big play capability, whether it's in the backfield. We've seen some big catches, but we haven't had those, touchdown catches. He's been special.
Shotgun for Lane from his own 44-yard line. Back to pass, fires far side, complete near the 50 and dropped immediately out there by Elijah Dotson is the receiver. Gain of 5. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Second down and 5 as New Mexico goes quickly. Lane back to pass, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
It's Nate Marshall again.
How about that? Freshman Nate Marshall, his mom was a 3-time All-American basketball player at DePaul.
I love the fact that he's got a plan when he gets to the line of scrimmage. That time it was clear that he was going to come inside, set the offensive tackle up, second step, comes inside, attacks his inside arm, and just drives right through it to the quarterback.
Some young defenders out there. A freshman, Jaden Sanders, Elijah Dotson, a freshman from Belleville. Snap, handoff up the middle, and buried right at the point of attack is Deshaun Buchanan, and it's Cole Sullivan leading the Michigan tacklers, a gain of 1. It's 4th down and 4.
Point of attack, it was Nate Marshall standing up that tackle, allowing Cole Sullivan the opportunity to come in and make a play. If in some of those runs where if you can just absorb some of those blocks, occupy those offensive linemen, linebackers are going to be able to make a lot of plays.
4 minutes to go in the ball game. 4th and 4. Michigan up 34-17. Ball's at midfield. Empty backfield for Lane, who takes the snap, rolls to his right. Here comes the rush. He's in trouble, and down he goes. It's Cole Sullivan again. And on 4th down, the sack will turn the ball over to the Wolverines with 3:46 left in the game.
Saw a lot of progress, and we're seeing it here on the field this fall. As soon as they started camp, you started to hear the whispers from some of the offensive linemen, but the coaches as well. Hey, keep an eye on Cole Sullivan. He really exploded on the scene this fall.
And the Wolverines take over now. Blake Frazier's been in there at right tackle. I don't know if anything happened to Andrew Sprague or if they're just giving there was some run.
There was some great competition at both tackle spots, and Blake Frazier was backing up both when camp ended.
Snap, handoff, and buried in the backfield is Justice Haynes. Does all he can to get a yard out of it.
I did see the trainers talking to Andrew Sprague. Didn't go into the tent, but they were talking to him, so I don't know if that has something to do with him not being in there.
Yeah, it may just be a precaution. A little dinged up. Make sure he's ready and willing to fight next week.
Clock running, 3:20 to go in the ball game. 2nd down and 10 for Michigan. Underwood takes the snap. Play action, back to pass. All kinds of time. He's going to deliver downfield and overthrows his intended receiver, Marlon Klein, at the 20-yard line.
That's been a good connection today. And, I mean, we all know, we talk about it all the time, one of the best friends of a quarterback could be a tight end that has the range of a Marlon Klein. Not just the speed, but the wingspan and the catch radius of Marlon Klein.
Klein comes out. Zach Marshall goes in for the Michigan offense on a 3rd down and 10. Andrew Marsh, the freshman's in there. Kendrick Bell as well. 3:11 to go in the ball game. 3rd and 10 for Michigan. Underwood takes the snap. Back to pass. Rolls out to his right. Now he's going to deliver underneath. He's got Haynes, makes a man miss. Can he get the first down? Breaks a tackle and gets close to the first down at the 35-yard line. He'll be 2 yards short. That was one heck of a run after catch because it didn't look like there was any room. He got another 3-4 yards out of it.
No, and as soon as he caught it, I'm like, oh, well, first of all, great catch in traffic, and then the ability to evade about 3 or 4 different tacklers, run another guy over.
And it looks like the Wolverines are going to go for it. Marlon Klein comes back into the game. Zach Marshall checks out. 4th down and 2. Clock running, 2:32 to go. And they may just let this one tick down and take a timeout and talk about it.
The play clock's at 6. They're not set up. I don't see them running a play.
And indeed, Sharon Moore takes a timeout with 1 on the play clock and 2:16 to go in the ball game.
Might dial up Dom Zavada.
Well, this is in his range. His range is kind of the whole field now.
Right,
he had a 70-yarder in practice the other day. They came out here. He had a little bit of wind, but he was good from 70.
I know. It was hilarious. I was standing there when JB was at the podium, and they asked that question. We always ask that question, right? What's the range of Dom Zavada? And he said, well, you know, we feel real comfortable 50, 55. And somebody asked, well, I heard he hit a 70-yarder. And then they followed up with, well, what was the weather at that time? And he said, well, he had a little breeze. But I would be shocked if they don't go that route unless it looks like they're going to put the offense back out there and just go for it.
Well, this would be a 52-yard field goal, but a first down here essentially ends the game, which is already almost over. 34-17, Michigan on top. 4th and 2. Wolverines will go for it. Shotgun for Bryce. He's got Justice Haynes to his right. Takes the snap. They're going to roll him out to the right. Looking, and there's nobody there, and Bryce in trouble, and he breaks one tackle and then is ridden to the ground and is sacked with 2:09 to go, and all we care about here is that Bryce gets up and is okay.
Yeah.
Indeed he is.
Well, I mean, I understand the benefit of getting that first down, ending the game. I mean, New Mexico still does have 3 timeouts, so I don't know. You would have had to get one more first down versus just, hey, let your guy go out there, put a little advertisement out there for that Lou Groza award.
Well, wonder if Jack Lane was hoping they'd get it so he doesn't have to take any more hits. The last few series he has been beat up.
Yeah, and he's been running from Nate Marshall for about the last 2 series.
I like this kid. He's going to be a problem in the Mountain West for people. Lane in a shotgun, back to pass. Quick hitter. He's got Keegan Johnson right in front of the Michigan bench, and he's dropped immediately for no gain. That brings us to the 2-minute timeout. This last call is presented by Founders Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. It's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, welcome to Craft. Wolverines up 34-17. We'll have our conclusion when we continue. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, exclusive freight partner of Michigan Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go, go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Win with UMCU. Score a financial touchdown with the University of Michigan Credit Union's Go Blue checking account and get your exclusive Block M debit card for the extra point. UMCU's Go Blue checking account comes with no minimum balance, no hidden fees, and with the Block M debit card, you can show off your maize and blue wherever you go. Join today, Michigan fans. Visit umcu.org. That's umcu.org. UMCU is insured by NCUA.
Gambling can be fun.
Here we go.
Kind of like skydiving. The thrill, the excitement. But be careful, or gambling will start to feel like skydiving without a parachute. For tips that will help keep you out of harm's way, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's their quarterback's name? Mateer?
Let's preview the upcoming schedule brought to you by Meyer. It's Michigan and Oklahoma next Saturday. Oklahoma won today 35-3, led by quarterback John Mateer, who went 30 for 37 for 392 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 1. Wolverines defense will have their hands full.
Yeah, he's a true dual-threat quarterback, and not only that, but they went to the transfer portal, got a running back from Cal, a receiver from Arkansas Pine Bluff, another one healthy from last year, so they're going to be a much improved team over what we saw on the film last year.
2nd and 12, and Lane's going to take a shot down the far sideline for Keegan Johnson, and we're going to get a flag, and it looks like Jaden Sanders is going to get a PI on a ball that landed near the bench. It's Elijah Dotson, rather, out there.
I got to believe there's a conversation going on right now that says that ball was uncatchable.
That preview of the upcoming schedule was brought to you by Meyer.
Defense number 22, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Meyer's the presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. That's a pretty loose definition of catchable.
Yeah. Now, the other thing about that Oklahoma team is defense. They were a good defense last year. Freshman All-American at corner, a couple of linebackers that are terrific players. So it's going to be a fun game as we prepare for it.
Lane back to pass, and he's buried. Dominic Nichols just ate him alive. Blindside hit. Lane didn't see him coming.
That's his second time with a free runner to the quarterback. Good job by Wink Martindale.
Look at these young players. You had Cole Sullivan with a sack. You had Nate Marshall with a sack, and now Dominic Nichols with a sack.
Yeah, and Nate Marshall was really the one that forced that interception by Cole Sullivan.
Loss of 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 17. Clock running, 1:15 to go in the ballgame. Wolverines up 17 points. Lane takes the snap. Then a handoff, running right as Bankston gets the edge, 50 into Michigan territory, steps out of bounds at the 46-yard line, stopping the clock with 1:07 to go.
Well, Doug, I know that we'll get a chance to talk about it post-game, but while we're still in it, what'd you think of Bryce Underwood?
I can see what the excitement's about.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vince Lombardi. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's some pretty impressive throws. I keep going back to that 3rd and 12, in the 3rd and 14, rather, in the first half. Late in the first half, New Mexico's using timeouts. Looks like they're trying to get the ball back, and they trust him to even make the throw he made to Channing Goodwin. 3rd down and 7. They go tight end screen on the near side and drag down short of the sticks is Cade Keith, tackled by Jordan Young. Another one of those freshmen in here. Monroe, North Carolina product.
Yeah, Wink really likes, as we're seeing here, a lot of these young defenders. We may not see a lot of them next week, but as the season goes on and they get into the Big Ten schedule, some of these young players you're going to see a lot of.
4th and 2, and Lane delivers to Damon Bankston, who steps out of bounds at the 34-yard line of the Wolverines. Good for a first down. Jaden Sanders, another one of those freshmen in on coverage there. 33 seconds to go in the ball game. Wolverines up 17. I know all the starters on the sideline are rooting for these kids to not let them in the end zone here late. 3 receivers split wide right for New Mexico. 1 to the left. Bankston motions out of the backfield, back to pass. Flag is down. Bankston's going to lob it down the near sideline. And is it intercepted? It might have been. Yep, they're going to say intercepted by Jordan Young, diving out of bounds, but we await the flag.
There's a free play. There was 2 Wolverines jumped off sides.
Offside, defense number 88. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's too bad he got caught. He was the least guilty of the 2.
That was Lugard at Apaye. So give him 5 yards down to the Michigan 29-yard line. 1st and 5 with 28 seconds to go in the ballgame. Lane in a shotgun. Claps his hands, takes the snap. Sets up a wide receiver screen, and stepping out of bounds is Cade Keith at the Michigan 28-yard line and gain of 1, stopping the clock with 24 seconds to go. I suppose you'll give up that all day.
Yeah, I mean, if they're just going to dink a dunk here, I mean, it's 17 points. They're not going to make up that difference now. They're just trying to see if they can put the ball in the end zone one more time.
2nd down and 4 at the Michigan 28. New Mexico huddles. Now breaks the huddle, and Lane in a shotgun, looking at a 4-man front. Back to pass. Quick fires. He's got Keegan Johnson, who steps out of bounds with 1st down yardage at the Michigan 23-yard line, stopping the clock with 21 seconds to go.
Well, I tell you what, Nate Marshall is just terrorizing that right tackle right now. He didn't get a hit on a quarterback, but he was literally laying on top of the right tackle as he was on his back.
From the Michigan 23-yard line, 21 seconds left in the ball game. 3 receivers split wide to the right, 1 to the left. They bring Keith in motion back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to roll out Lane to the right. He's going to deliver. He's got Bankston inside the 15, knocked out of bounds. Actually going to say stepped out at the 17-yard line for a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 with 15 seconds to go. This is the longest last 2 minutes
It certainly is.
I could ever remember.
Yeah.
They're running like 4-second plays.
Yeah. But it does give these young players more opportunity.
Sure.
I know we have a little angst about being able to get this game over with, but the young players are getting some great reps here.
Lane bobbles the snap, will deliver far side. He's got Keegan Johnson for a 1st down at the 12, and he's knocked out of bounds with 10 seconds to go.
Another 5-second play.
Well, the way this is going, 10 seconds, they can get off
3 plays.
5, maybe 6 plays.
Yeah. Jeez.
Ball's at the Michigan 12, 1st and 10.
Well, and just looking at this defense, I know we're going to have to wait and find out if the Big Ten is going to be able to appeal the Jay Sean Barham ejection for the first half next week. But I tell you, the way that Cole Sullivan played, Ernie's played, we saw Jimmy Rolder in there.
Lane back to pass. Underneath, he's got Bankston at the 10. Down to the 5. The Wolverines stack him up there, and Eck uses a timeout with 3 seconds left. I don't think the fans appreciate that timeout.
I don't think they do either. I don't know. Can we join in? Are we allowed to do that?
No, what we're allowed to do is pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
You don't want to test your depth because of a suspension, and certainly not because of an injury, but that linebacker position is very deep and very talented. You'd like to be at full strength going into the first half of that Oklahoma game.
All right, we got 1 play here for New Mexico to try and cut into this 17-point Michigan lead and make it a little more respectable. Hey, they worked on some things here for the future, right? Jack Lane in a shotgun from the 5, takes the snap, back to pass. Wolverines blitz, he's in trouble, and down he goes. And that will end the ball game. Troy Bowles, blitzing from his linebacker spot, takes down Jack Lane, and Michigan closes out a 34-17 victory here at the Big House. Wolverines 1-0 on the season. winning this 2025 season opener in the debut of highly touted freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood, who finishes 21 of 31 for 251 yards and a touchdown. And the Wolverines now they got a big test as they go on the road to Norman, Oklahoma next Saturday night to take on the Sooners. Our post-game coverage to come as we will go into the Michigan locker room and hear from the head coach of the Wolverines, Sharon Moore. Also, Jason Avant will be up there talking to members of this Michigan team following this 17-point season opening win. Jack Miller will be along with analysis, as well as Brian Bush and Rob Joyce with scores from around the country. Stick with us. Lots to do from here in Ann Arbor. 34-17 your final. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions.